Okay, recording started. So I have like a couple things I wanted to go over before we actually VOD review. Um, I put them run them down, but like the first thing I wanted to do, uh, was actually just ask team. We are planning on changing our names, and I wanted to ask what people wanted to change our names to. So
Oh, we're not banned Overwatch.
We
Huh?
scrim 3300,
That
3500.
Yeah,
would
I really like
actually
that
be
one.
So good.
you want to
We
choose
I
scrimmed
love that
3400.
we script?
3400,
3500 even.
Okay.
Just put 3500 even in the description.
Yeah,
That'd
yeah. That'd
Okay,
be good.
let me write,
Like,
If you
let
get
me,
a
let
team
me write this
description.
down. Let me write this down.
Would
So,
actually be so
we
good.
scrim
I like that one so much.
3400, 3500 even. Okay, is that like everyone agrees? I think that's pretty funny. So, is that
That's my favorite
okay?
Mhm.
of the ones people have mentioned in the past couple weeks.
Okay, I can get behind that. Well, that was easy. I thought we would have to vote on stuff, but
Alright, cool.
that was easy.
We had already talked about it, I feel
Yeah,
like.
that's true. Second, I want to ask is since not everyone actually like was here when I became team leader, is everyone okay with that? Like, does anyone else want to do it in any capacity? Because like I figured I'd just ask, since no one's.
I mean, I think you've done a good job. At least I'm okay with it.
I was just like I was like I don't think anyone else. I don't think anyone would care, but I figured I'd want to ask because I don't want to like.
Don't care.
Don't care? Okay, cool. And finally, on this section, I just want to say we're going to keep our team invite only. So, from now on, anybody who wants to join the team, we're going to do some kind of voting system if we want to add people. So, but for
Okay.
now, I think we just keep it as is.
What about when like school starts?
From my understanding,
Is this gonna be kind of like recruiting phase for side team sort of thing, where like school starts, we do tryouts for like college affiliated gaming, and then that's kind of like the farm of people for side gaming.
The
so
retirement home.
my thought process was going to be I was going to do one of two things. My general thing was either I am going to run both teams and only play for this team, or I'm gonna just let someone else run the team and like coach it or do whatever if we get enough people to do that. Because it just depends. Because my thought was either we're gonna move like because almost everyone in this our team outside of me and Jake are either graduating next semester or are already graduated or don't go here in general. So like we can't really feed our team off of that based on the current players. So I was just thinking like we can invite people we like, but for the most part it's gonna be like a separate thing. For now.
Okay.
We have
You meant the
two
other way around.
we have two open slots, basically. So if we ever wanted to add anybody, we could. Or if anyone is leaving, like say Blake gets job, doesn't have time, need a tank player,
Job in North Korea.
fucking then we could find somebody. But until probably end of December, I think we keep the team as is because everybody here should still be playing for the most part. So that was my thought. Because I assume what's going to happen is it's either going to be two teams or Crimson and White. Or it's either going to be Crimson and White or it's going to be Crimson and us. If that makes sense. Also,
Yeah.
we will be moving down to Black Team as a section. So we're not going to be...
Can we liberate inspirational quotes? I want to keep inspirational quotes.
Everyone should still have
Drag
access
Drag
to
it
it.
down.
Everyone will have
Yeah.
access to it anyway, so we could just leave it in Crimson.
Okay.
Because, I mean, everyone here will still have access to Crimson Channel. We're just going to all use Black. And we're going to rename all the Black
We're
stuff.
gonna rename it.
Yeah, it's all going to be renamed. Basically, Black will be no more, and we're going to rename everything. We're just going to move down. So, that's all that's
I
going to
remember one special one with like a black team.
Okay, what
I
is
think Mikey was on
this
it.
Discord server invite, by the way? Because the cats turned off my PC while you were talking about that.
What now?
What's the Discord invite? The Envision?
Oh, fuck. I did not mean... I don't know how that got sent to you. I'll be honest, didn't mean to.
Okay.
That's some old Minecraft thing I used to have.
Okay. I just didn't know if I missed
Next
something.
up, I wanted to talk about what Logan DM'd me recently and the idea of how we're going to be scrimming. I very heavily agree with what Logan said. And I just want to like completely state the rules of scrim from now on. Like, we are no longer going to at all be coaching mid scrim. No deliberation. Whatever you want to play, you can play. You can ask for suggestions, but I am leaving individually. It is your you should know what you want to play. You can ask me if you want help, but like most of the time, everybody should either know what they're going to play based on the comp, or generally know what they want to play like in general. And the reason I'm saying that is because what we're gonna do from now on is go over comps. And I'm going to do short videos like I did with the Logan comp, the Protect Logan comp, or we're going to do stuff like that for all comps we play from now on. And if we need to diverge into a general like ranked style, we just play whatever we need to play to win, whatever. That's fine. What we're going to do in scrims is try to practice those comps, and when things don't go right, we're going to swap. However we feel like it. And so it doesn't matter when you swap, how you swap, nobody's going to question it from now on. Everybody swaps whoever they want. We will go over it through VOD reviews. We will tell you whether your swap is good, bad, why, whatever. It will go over in VOD reviews. During scrim, our only job is to play the game. And whatever means necessary to win.
I think it's still fine to ask somebody to swap to a specific hero or ask if it's a good idea.
You could ask teammates, but what I'm saying generally for me, I'm not dictating comps anymore. I'm actually shifting that into Blake. Blake, you decide what we play based on tank. So you will decide what tank we play, and we will pick off the tank. That's what I think should happen in our games and our scripts. Is Blake, whatever map we get, you decide what tank you want to play, or you can ask for suggestions on what I think you should play. But I'm not going to give it to you or tell you unless you ask. I'm not coaching mid scrim anymore. Basically, I will coach outside of the scrim. That's the point I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I found that to be pretty, like, it's really hard, to, especially if you're a player coach. It's really hard. Even a normal coach is hard to like give good coaching mid scrim. Like in between
it tilts me. It
because
tilts you.
And because we
it
roll
makes
maps
everybody.
well, it's like,
yeah,
it's hard.
We don't give a lot of time for ourselves to think. It tilts me. It tilts everyone else. Like it's not worth doing. So we're just gonna play. We're gonna have some comps in mind throughout the maps. And at first, we're probably not gonna have as many. Like tomorrow, when we scrim, we're probably not gonna have as many comps, like solidified, and we should just kind of play what we know how to play, swap when we need to.
Watch.
Play some comp, generally get the idea of what you want to play throughout most of the maps. And I will eventually go through most comps and most maps over the next, probably before our playoffs, which I think happen in 3 weeks, maybe 4. I don't know exactly the day playoffs start. But we don't have all that many weeks, but I know through June and I think even through July we still have games. So I don't know exactly when last fight. Actually, I could find that out right now. Playoffs start. Okay, actually, I lied. They start on June 29th. So we will have one more week of games, actually. We will have Sunday's game, Monday's game, and then whenever we schedule Wednesday. So we will have 3 more games. More than likely, actually. So we have a little bit left for this season. And then I think it's about a month-long off-season where we will do the same repeat of scrim, VOD review, scrim, VOD review, scrim, VOD review until fall season starts. And we will just set up the teams, how we want. I doubt we're going to add anybody new for the fall. So, my next thing is comp. Let me read this really quick because I wrote something down.
Required comp duos. No.
I would love.
What?
Oh my
What?
god. Oh my god.
no.
I'm not
Please.
required.
You're gonna actually play Overwatch.
Required gaming test.
I am.
Overwatch.
Okay, so no, that's not what I was going at. So what I'm going to say.
I just heard comp.
No, it's comp choices. So
Ah.
my belief is what we should do from now on is generally play comps either that we find through previous metas or the current, pro meta or whatever, and we're gonna play it like maybe 1 or 2 times start a scrim. We're gonna play it very shortly, and just give ourselves a little bit of see how we feel with the comp. Is it right? Is it wrong? What do we all swap to? Just for a little bit, and then I'm gonna make a video, like I did with the JCL comp, and I'm gonna do like an overview of how I think the comp should be played and how I think we should play the comp. What characters should swap, what characters shouldn't swap. An example of that would be fucking angle maxing comp. I think for the most part, the core of that comp is the Sig and the Juno. Along
Hell yeah.
with generally a consistent longer range hit scan, so Sojourner Freya, and then the flex support, or the second flex support, and flex DPS will swap according to each other. Generally, they will swap together. That's a general example of what I'm talking about, of like what we'll swap to, what we're gonna do. And I'm just saying this like as a structure from now on, because we've been kind of scrimming without like a reason of scrimming. We're just playing because a lot of us hadn't played with each other in a coordinated setting, and now that we have, I think I know what I want from team in general. So what I want us to do now is, before we go over some VOD reviews, I have a general question of, are there any comps that people right now want me to do a video on that we've played? Because I already generally want to do one on the ball on a Lucio Tracer hit scan comp that we like to play on Ilios.
Yeah, I was gonna say something about.
I was gonna do more angle maxing for some more maps, and then some brawl stuff. But I wanted to know if there's any like specific comps that we have played that anybody like wanted to throw at it, that they wanted a video from, that I should make.
I just want one maybe on like it. This is more.
It doesn't
like
even have
the
to be
backline in general.
Yeah,
but like Lucio Kiri, because we suck at that backline. I'm
Lucio
gonna say
Kiri,
it. Our back.
okay.
We're so bad at that.
Lucio Kiri. I can do something like that. Like, it doesn't have to be a full comp. It could even just be like a set of characters or like a core comp. Like, what I was thinking of is the current pro meta, which is like Orisa Bap. Almost everything else changes a bunch, but the core is just Orisa Bap. And you play, medium range hit scan, Cass, Sojourn, maybe Freya, Tracer or Genji, sometimes maybe a Pharah, and then Brigger Lucio. I was thinking about doing a video on that because I think we should try to play it because it's currently what is quote unquote meta at the top ranks. But is there anything else anybody like wants to play? Like, I could do specific character for a map. Just I'm asking everybody this. I want a response from everybody.
Nothing else in particular.
How do we play? How do we manage to get Reinhardt played?
Ryan played. I actually, funny enough, we will go over that in this watch review today.
I want to play that guy. He's like a cool guy.
Okay, so if there's no other things, I don't know. That was just my next thing is just generally any questions of the things I've said thus far into our VOD review before we actually start. No? Okay. Thus, I will begin the VOD review with what I actually want to go over first, and actually most, is New Junk City. And more than our play, but I want to actually, more than anything, I want to go over what we want to play on this map. Because this is what I've specifically been asking about. If we want to tune in, I have a question of what we want to play on this map in general right now. I'm mainly asking Blake.
This first map seems impossible. Like this first point, because it's always this first point. It's like the neutral fight. I feel like it's just brawl centered. I feel like anything else is really tough to play just because like the low roofs and really tight corners. So something with a brawl, something either we can play like a extended brawl where we like kind of chill and like brawl and play close, but we don't like hard rush, or you can play some speeds and just say go go go.
Okay.
That's what I'd be thinking.
Because me and Garrett came up with a solution to this team's whack ass comp. The idea that we thought of is that we get rid of Genji and we play Sim. Because we just play
Yeah, I think Sim's
really
really good.
fast.
We
And we
probably
can
should use
even
it.
get rid of one of these two and play BAP as well. Because I think then we can enable a lot of heavy brawl, even play Lucio. Just play very fast, heavy DPS brawl. Very front to back style, not many flank angles, just beat them on damage head on. Because I think one of the problems we come across a lot with our quote unquote brawls is that we refuse to play cheese characters. Or we don't play cheese characters.
I love characters.
We like to play Genji, Tracer, and Pharah almost always, and never play some of the cheese characters. Like they literally play 2 cheese characters and beat us because I think this map is super cheesy. If we want to like really quickly go over the fight.
Certified cringe blast. Where's that camera floating?
Oh yeah, this is something I want to talk about as well in our brawl comps. Stop using slow and speed at the same time. Please. They do the same thing effectively. They make us faster than them. We only need to use one. Because we can. I feel like we should speed in, and then look for a slow on somebody. So you speed first, then slow. I think is a good rule of thumb for brawl, especially if we're going to play this methodical style. Is what should happen. The order into this comp of what should happen is first bait wheels. Second, use speed, and then third, use slow. And that will enable us to almost certainly pressure out either this guy, or maybe this guy, into a kill. And until then, we need to keep up tank pressure. Everybody needs to do this more. Because it's not a total issue, but especially when their tank walks into us, it's not always a problem, but I do notice it a bunch where Blake, you will, in Brawl, just let the tank walk at you. Like, I don't know, like, let the tank walk past you even, and won't pressure her at all. You'll just see the backline. Like, I don't know if this will be an example of it. But, like, this is good. We're doing good. And then we get flanked and die. And I don't know. Because if we go back...
What I was feeling this fight is that we were fighting a war on 2 fronts like the whole time. Because this Venture was always on the back line, and it's hard for me to look in just one direction. Because if I look backwards, I'm providing no frontline pressure, and Venture can just chill. If I'm looking forwards, my supports and myself are getting fucked by Venture. So, I don't know. To me, it kind of felt like just too slow, and their comp is hard to go fast on. So, I don't know if there's a way to play our comp as it is correctly. There's probably a way to play it way better, but...
Let me watch it here really quick. I'm just gonna rewatch this to see, based on this analyzation. So, we take some damage. Their Venture flips. I mean, I think that there, we just took too much damage.
This is also a recurring issue. So, like, whenever they were playing this Venture Bastion comp, this is what I felt was the issue.
I mean, I think what happened here was we chilled for too long. They got their Venture literally AFK'd point, and they full flipped. And like Logan, you're here.
That's slow. We could go really hard.
Yeah, we could go really hard here. We are.
That's slow on the.
I feel like Logan, you're too
Probably
far. You
not.
and Brig should be in like opposite positions right now. I
Yeah,
think
probably.
you are kind of too far back. Is kind of the problem. I think it's Brig's job to pressure the Venture, unless you can for sure kill them, which is not often. I feel like it's better to just walk forward, and Brig don't walk forward in this comp. You kind of have to like walk back, like back up. See, because Logan ends up being like both the supports here, guys, are behind you, and you cannot see them. Or both your other guys, are getting pressured, and you cannot see them, and the guys in front of you are fine. And if you were like here, you'd probably be good. Boop, boop, boop. Because instead, Logan needs help, Deli needs help, and I mean, how many packs do you have here? 2, and neither one was used on the actually valuable. And then you focus Venture too late, and yeah, we just lose. So yeah, I think letting supports need to pressure backline harder, or pressure flank angle harder, especially Brig. And Logan, you need to be less afraid of the backline, I guess, or afraid of the backline pressure.
Their whole comp is just very scary for Cass, because they just so many times I feel like Orisa just walks into you and kills you. I have not as much peel ability on this comp.
I mean, yeah, but you have to. You don't have as much peel, but you still have to walk forward.
Yeah.
You can't like sit super far back behind both your supports. You do kind of have to be in there, even if you're not.
I see it better from this perspective, but like, it's still. Seems
I
super
understand
tough.
you feel like it's scary, but it's not. Especially when you have your break and you have your Juno, you need to be in there. You can't be this like backline protecting. You got to be up in there. You got to be pressuring this BAP, this Bastion, and even the Orisa from the front.
And I'll say their Brig was playing on their Orisa like so much, and it was frustrating me because I would try to pressure her out, and then I just couldn't do it alone. Basically, she was just like chilling next to their Orisa half the time.
Like, I think Cass is better than Sojourn here. I in my opinion, I think you can do consistent damage to so many people in this comp, and you just need to be not scared. More trust your backline more to do things. Because I think for the rest of this point, it's a lot of we can't really walk anywhere because they have the angle control, and we just get exploded when we try to engage. This also speedring way too early. Do not need to do this to rotate, I think. I feel like you have to save speedring for the
Actual engage.
Actual
for so
engage.
me and Blake can actually walk in after.
Because
I mean, that's the
they have
thing.
wheels
You're
here.
gonna
They have wheels here. We can kite without. We don't have speed here, and we do successfully kite. Sure, Blake gets kind of low. You get Blake healed up. Does he have form? Did Blake use form? He did use form. So that is the unfortunate thing. Is that also we have to use form and speed at the same time, which I think we're doing. But like we have a whole new speed cycle here. But we've already lost Logan.
Yeah, out of sync with the speed and the form there.
Yeah. I also think that to a degree into this comp, we have to kind of fight form at the tail end of it. Like we get into the form once it starts, but like, you know, form lasts for how long? 5-6 seconds? Like that last 2 to 3 seconds, I feel like we have to walk into it to start pressuring the Bastion, and then once he exits form, he won't have armor, and then we can kill him. Because then he's way more vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have form, he doesn't have armor, he's lost half his HP because we poked him out in form instead of just cowering in fear from him. You know,
Plus he's usually pushed up.
so I think the big onus on that is how it kind of has to work, Blake, is you have to not take poke from form if you can, and save your form for the tail end of their form and borderline just walk into them blocking. Just fucking block all the damage from the form at the tail end. And then your DPS pressure that form with the space you've created from just blocking, and then you can just walk at them. I think this is a pretty consistent thing of if we're not gonna engage first, like into this comp, it's pretty hard to. A lot of the time you want to start your punchy form engage by just hard blocking to take space. I think Ram is really good at doing that. Because a lot, and I say this because a lot of the time you walk in punching first and you lose like 2/3 all of your armor, and then you block the rest of the form, and you just kind of have to cower, or you full drop your form and lose it and lose all your value. That's why I say that. Oh, not this one. Where is it? Is it this one? Where is it? Is this one refinery? This one's refinery.
There's the one with the.
And also thinking about it,
This
like
one's refinery.
in general,
Green
I don't even
refinery.
think like, or at least thinking about it again, I really think like, I don't even think like Genji's really that bad in this comp. I think let's just.
I'd say not. The thing is that for Genji
we
to
have
work,
a lot of problems. We have a lot of problems.
Genji can't take these hard off angles to there's nobody to pressure on a hard off angle. Like even if you get on the map, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You're facing 4 bring packs and ammo and a shift.
Yeah.
You're not killing him. I feel like what Genji has to do here, which is why I'd argue Sim would be better, is you kind of just have to do the same thing of just pressure their front line harder than their front line can pressure you by using your cooldown smarter. Because they don't have any speed for their form. So you don't even have to like speed to disengage the forms. You could just walk backwards and it will be the same. It will be faster than the form can walk because he fucking has no speed. He has no way to engage with his team. He doesn't even have amp. Like he doesn't even have ring. He doesn't have regular no amp speed. He has nothing. No ability to walk without like kind of inting. So like they're gonna play this shit really slow.
And I still think the Sim is better, like, into this comp, probably as, like, a counter pick deal. But I do think, like, at least it would be easier, for sure.
Also, I think once they window on this angle, we should immediately wrap this way. I don't know what we actually do, but wrap this way. Because then we completely negate the angle, it's on this, like, really weird choke, and we can just play the point and have point control. Because, like, we've already kind of...
Are you trying to draw? You're not capturing your screen.
Oh, am I not?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I meant to actually mention a second ago, but I got distracted because we were talking about something else. But yeah, I have not seen any drawing.
Travesty.
It sounded like you were trying to draw.
Oh, it's...
So
Yeah,
you
there
were
we go,
looking
there
at
we
the
go.
scores.
okay. Well, okay, sorry.
It's working
We
now.
should walk this way because the window's this way and our backline's here. So we can just fucking take the off angle. I think we sped at this point. Yeah, we sped, and so we could just walk through here. It's kind of scary with Bastion ult, but I feel like we should be okay. Like, because we're just sitting out here cowering.
Yeah, we have to leave.
We like fight this weird ass brawl. My Orisa loops. I think everyone just has to be on the page that Blake was on. Blake did the right rotation, I think, of again mapping through fucking this way.
Either way, I think you make a good point though that like I think even if Blake had done the wrong one, I think it would have been better if we just all stacked. But instead, we're like on this comp at least, and we're kind of like, or at least other than like maybe Logan on an off angle, but like we're like actually just on like 5 different parts of the map right now as a team.
Yeah, like my Bray's in there, my Juno's out there, my Genji's half basically forced out, and my Surge is actually on a pretty solid angle once if she could get back to here.
But team gone.
But team gone, and again, and now we're all super split. So I think the call here, what we have to say is let's wrap, follow tank.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the other thing I meant to mention. Also, Blake, I want you to call more. I know I previously said call less. But I remember this entire. The reason I'm changing, I'm saying I was wrong. I was wrong in this situation because this fight, or maybe it's the next fight, there is a point when nobody calls a single target. Nobody does, like, basically nothing happens for 12 seconds except them bullying you. Nobody makes a call. Nobody does anything. Nobody says what they're on or who they're on. And sometimes, I think, especially in those situations where unless you hear a target call, Blake, it is your job to say, okay, everybody, no more target calling? Fine, I cal target. You guys are stupid. Because freaking your DPS are locked in on their mechanical doohickeys, and you just gotta you gotta own up and be the leader. And I think that's what I mistook before, is you should try, use your ears, listen to DPS, especially, if they call a target, you guys should call a target as in a must-kill target. A actual kill target. Because there's a lot of fake target calling happening. I remember one time, Garrett said, it's actually on this point, and I think we'll just watch the rest of this fight while I talk about this. We're just gonna watch the rest of this fight. And we use ults, they used ults, but we ended up winning with better ultimate usage. This is good. Also, stop letting Logan die in the middle of fights. I don't know what happens here every time, but Logan keeps dying in these fights, and I don't know why or how, and it should stop happening. But
it's because Orisa just locks on me.
Well, yeah, obviously, but it needs to not happen. Team needs to be locked in at carrying Logan until end of fights, because he's also the squishiest. He has no defensive cooldowns like everyone else does. At least not as easily defensible, except for Slide. But the point is that, Blake, I just want you to call more, because...
I can do that, it's fine.
I remember, because when I played tank...
I figured, trial through fire, let them figure out how to call mid-fight.
Yeah, we tried that, but I feel like as someone who's played all three roles at this point, with our team, through our scrims, our games, whatever, I find it that calling on DPS is pretty difficult, unless it's really easy to kill them, You know what I mean?
Plus, I've played Logan and Garrett long enough to know a lot what they want.
So, I think especially in what I want for Blake, for what you to do, is when there's a target that you're locked in on, whether it's what someone else called or what you called, call it over and over and over.
Echo calls. Yeah, I can do echo calls.
The repeated, fucking venture. Well, you know what I mean. Break. Just that kind of shit. I think it would improve our killing abilities, because recently we've had struggles getting the kills.
Roger Dodger.
So that's the next step, and I will listen to our calls and see what happens based on that. So here, again, we just need to go faster here with the fighting. Because where's their venture? Where is their venture? F10?
She's on the other open angle.
Already they're set up to engage. And so if we let them walk through this choke, all of them, including their backline, we're fucked.
This ends now.
Logan, I'll be honest, I argue there that your setup again is too far back. And also your supports are too far forward.
It's just pressure of this whole screen, I think.
Wait, I missed.
I think on this whole map, yeah, the whole thing is we should be
engaging. I feel like, again, the same argument I made last time. You and Sky should be in very swapped positions. Logan, you need to be up there. Skies, you need to be farther back.
I don't know, because are we trying to engage on them in that room?
Yeah.
Or...
You don't want to walk.
I mean, clearly we did, because you popped ult right here.
I popped ult because they're all showing, they're committing,
This
Right.
and I'm on an angle where I can like charge rail and actually shoot through their team.
But then the Venture comes from
If
behind.
they
and
weren't
starts pushing you.
doing that exact like style of play, I think the way like that Logan is talking about there for like Sojolt, like that's ideal scenario. Like the worst thing is popping Sojolt too early and their Orisa's the only one showing, and it's like they just back up, especially in that angle. I think like in this scenario, we honestly need to get creative and manufacture an angle for Logan and get active, I think, with our positioning. Because
Yeah.
right now, what we're doing here is sitting here waiting for them, and they're fine to do that because they know they can just chill and hold there with Orisa and Bastion and wait for their Venture to get into position.
Because
and-
yeah,
We need to get active, but the thing is that where we're playing right now, I don't think there's really a way that like we can give Logan the angle he's only going to get the angle he wants when on their terms.
because I'd
Like, when
argue
they walk in-
the way
I think
the way
with the
I've
Orisa
seen a
presence, it's
lot
hard to
of
pick those.
It's true.
a lot of teams, what I've seen happen, the way I would suggest setting up, Logan I think is actually probably the one on the best angle right now. He can see everything. Blake, I'd argue, never let them through this. Don't let them do this joke. Skies, be fucking back here, man. You need to pressure the Venture. You're too far up. Delhi probably needs to be like kinda here.
I say on the pedestal, like high ground behind me.
Like here. And then G-Man, kind of, you can be pretty much with the Orisa, kind of brawling. And so, like, Blake, you should sit here, and then when their Orisa, so that way the setup is the Orisa has to cross Narnia to get to the 3 good targets on, like, this angle. Like, this fucking triangle here. He has to go from here all the way over here. So this guy has to go from here all the way to here to get through the 2 big men, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
I like this way better because it's not forcing us to engage in tiny room. It's doing like the bait and switch. They have to push a little too far. Their supports have to peek a little bit too hard to be able to carry their Orisa, and then we can speed in.
Yes. I think the consistent thing is Delhi should be just far enough to get speed ring from like a double jump and then a speed ring away to get to Blake. So Blake should be like here. And then once they engage and they push in, we make it kind of 2 sets. Like what they're doing is what we should do basically. It should be 2v3s, kind of. But our 2v3 should be better because we have point control. So we have Juno here, Break here, Logan on the correct angle, G-Man probably correct, and then Blake a little bit more forward. You backed a little too far. The main problem is Skies' location is way too far up when your job needs to be more of protection of backline. Because what happens is Monkey,
Guys, that's been broken like a
the
tank.
Venture, just fucking walks on
That's a
in
tank player for real.
and just kills Logan. No, nothing preventing it. And then on the other end, then we lose all our space control over here. And we just fucking lose. So the idea, I feel like we went over this with the Malga comp, the 3-2 split. Fucking,
Yeah.
there's a pretty, I'm sure Blake remembers, there's the consistent idea of with Malga, and I guess it's true with most Brawl, and I should look at more Brawl comps like Malga comps, of the 3-2 split, of we need to engage with our long DPS angle consistently, being long, our 2 supports being somewhat split but somewhat together, and then our tank being very much a bait of where we're set up, because we aren't baiting our tank is baiting us. We're letting our tank position dictate that we're feeding. And we went over this with the Malga comp. Because then what happens is our tank gets bullied because we don't have frontline pressure, so their frontline fucking instant their brains out. Their fucking Brig gets to int her brains out, and we have to ult to kill her, and then we lose the fight. So I feel like that's this point.
I would like to point out, I think I mentioned this before, we have opposite color blindness, so it's very hard, especially when we're playing like mirror comps, to see who's who.
I forgot. Oh my god.
All good. I'm able to
I
focus
can
and see the difference, but
I can change my red if that would help.
don't.
These inferior
Like,
colorblind players.
Do you want me to
Real.
change? Like, what would be a better color for my red to change to for you to be better able to? Because I can do that for like it's pretty instant now that the way they set it up.
Yeah.
Customize UI red color. So what would be best for you to see?
Try purple.
Purple. This?
Yeah. Try it.
No. Hmm.
Cooked.
Okay, hold on. 445. Let's see if that set it up.
Ready for battle.
445. Okay. Is that better for you? Because I
The
can.
top looks it looks good.
So this is what
Okay.
it'll look like.
Go back like 10 seconds where people are alive on our team.
There. Is that better for you?
It's better. It's
I
not
can
better. It's like
kinda see
light and
it.
dark. It's light and dark.
Yeah, it's kind of same for me, but it's better for. I can still see. Okay. So this is good for you.
That's good enough. Yeah.
Okay. I will just change it back in between the mod reviews, but I can do this from now on. For your so, yeah. I feel like the rest of we already watched this. But generally, this is kind of true for. I feel like a lot of our point controlling fights. We tend to lose those a lot. I feel like we're pretty good at taking back points on most comps, but our control systems are very. And like keeping the point that we have tends to be where we struggle. We're more of an attack team than a defense team, basically. Problem is, if we win 20% of our fucking defensive fights and then 70% of our fucking offensive fights, that's a problem. Or even like 60. Because also based on their alts here, your alts, I would argue it is better to fight main. I don't know if you guys disagree with me, but I would argue fighting this corridor would be better for you. To like kind of split push. Like the way I would do it is I would have like y'all push this way and then Blake drop first, bait the damage, maybe even Blake and someone else drop. Get from main, take the space, and then everybody else starts fighting. And then Genji can get on this angle here, and it enables an off angle a bit easier. Because they're gonna be set up as if we're coming through here, because everybody thinks that. So the way to break that, I feel like, is to try to come through here with the off angle being here. So everyone flips their look, but they don't flip their positioning as easily. Because instead, they get the ideal positioning for them. They're very close to window. They're very close to 3 alts. We don't really have anything that we're close to. And so they're going to chill. They're going to window Bastion and our retouch. And they're going to get kills. And that's just going to win them the fight. Because now we're pushing into the corridor, the long angle of Doom into Bastion.
The Bastion
Yeah.
Okay, so now Bomb Flats I know is over here. I think it's this one. Yeah.
Flashpoint unlocks in 10 seconds. Flashpoint unlocked.
So again,
Look at their Orisa, man. Look at their Orisa, man. She's target sighted, man. Fuck this guy.
This guy should fucking insta die for this.
Just
Blake-
walked
The
across the
brig.
Great Divide,
The
invisible.
bridge should die for sure. And what should happen here is we should try to push to like this angle to group up. Like we should kinda all get over here. Like Tank should walk this way, Support and Logan should try to get this way. You know, Logan first, then Support kind of style. But I know what happens is Logan, like we get that guy, but then Deli just like leaves. And like the Orisa just gets the immense value of Orisa ult. I feel like Deli needs
Also-
to, again, this is a consistent thing. Deli needs to be where Logan is. And Logan needs to be where Deli is. We need to get fucking this shit to stop happening where Logan is so far back and support is so far forward. Logan needs to be up. Thus, support needs to be back.
Also, yeah, in that scenario, I remember when this happened. I think, like, I remember hearing that Orisa's in the back line, but I feel like it was one of those things where it kind of went, like, I didn't hear much about it until, like, she started walking back out after her inting spree, you know? I feel like me and Blake were not
Blood.
as aware that, like, they were that far in, like, 3 kills. At the
Yeah,
time.
that's the other thing. Our backline
Like,
needs to fucking speak more. This backline needs to speak more because
Yeah.
y'all should have been screaming from high hell.
Orisa,
Orisa, help, help,
Like,
help!
then me and Blake will just go whoosh, and then
I really just want to go back to the start of this
collapse on them.
fight to admire the fact that Orisa straight up just walked through point in front of everybody to come hunt me down.
Yeah, I guess I just didn't see it.
Yeah, I mean,
Where am I at?
honestly, how does this Blake get from
Straight line walking.
Wait, how does this happen? Wait, how
Straight
does this
line
happen?
walking and everyone. She's
Are me and
invisible,
Blake just
man.
stupid?
Wait,
my bum ass
Wait, my
front
team,
line.
my front line might be stupid. Wait, how do you?
Oh
What,
my
Invisible
God.
Wait,
Orisa.
They got that. They got that.
Yeah. Honestly,
Right.
yeah. Y'all got that handled. Me and Blake are trying to zone the Bastion. Look at this. Bastion zoned, and then, well,
Well, then,
knowing
crazy
the
enough, the Orisa also, again, all tracking, backline, skies. If you're gonna play backline, if you're gonna play fucking support, you gotta alt track. I know you're muted
Good
right
job
now.
now.
But Skies, if you're gonna play, I'm gonna try to get you guys to play more. Are you here? Skies, respond.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm
Okay.
here.
You need to alt track and calm significantly more. Even if it's not all, you don't need to fucking step it up from 0 to hero, but like, I need you to speak at least once, if not twice a fight. That's my bare minimum requirement right now.
It doesn't say a script.
Two times per fight. 1 to 2 per fight.
Well, I don't want to sound like I'm making excuses, but this was my first scrim and I don't know how long, so I was kind of
This
out
is
of
fair, but now I'm gonna tell you, 1 to 2 times per fight. Okay? Mainly ult tracking needs to happen. You need to ult
it.
track.
Got it.
I don't know how good you are at ult tracking, and we can get you better at it. But all that matters is if you know for sure they have an ult, call that shit out. That's what I want from you. That should be your priority 1. Because here, we should have all known they had a Orisa ult, and I don't think anybody calmed that shit. They had a Orisa Brig, and not a single soul knew that on our team.
Yeah,
Not a
active
single
camo, it's
soul.
just not fair.
it's true. Me and Blake literally could not see him.
The Orisa went gold, it's like,
nobody
oh, fuck.
calmed. I need help. Nobody calmed. They have a Orisa ult. They have Brig ult. Nobody calmed shit, man. And yeah. Also, Logan, you should call sooner Care Me. Just to calm Care Me.
I think at this point I'm content with the fact that they're gonna int into me every fight.
Don't be content. Improve. We
Fight
need to
your
all
fate.
get better and just say,
'cause
Care Me.
The
Start.
general situation is if they're inting into me, we can produce value elsewhere.
This may be
Or
true.
just collapse and blow them up.
But there are times
Yeah.
when team may not know you need help. Whether it's our fault or not. There's quite a few times when I know you need help, but I don't know if you need help in the situation of I need help eventually or I need help right fucking now. You know what I'm saying? So even just a simple call, Care Me, and I will turn and I will look at you. That is a guarantee.
I need some levels of care me. I'm gonna start saying like
Okay, so it's
green,
Care-
yellow, and red.
No, it's
Like,
Care Me,
red
Care
means
Me.
ow.
And then I'm dying.
You gotta implement the DEFCON system.
Yeah.
DEFCON 0, I need help.
The ship is going down. The ship is going down.
Yeah, regardless of how you want to do it, I for
You're
sure
talking about
Logan needs some more
Here's the
comms out of
robot.
you. I for sure need some more comms out of you because there are a lot of situations where as a support player, I know you need help. I do not know the degree of you need help. So if you say, "I'm good right now," or it's like when I ask, "Do you need help?" Say, or if I don't say anything, just fucking start shouting at me. I will turn. I will help you. I just need to know. I need some information going. Like, if that
I give a
situation
shit
happens,
what's
I need
going
a
on.
carry me, help, please, oh god, I'm dying.
We are taking in water.
Like, actually.
This ends now.
I'm losing my mind if I hear
The water,
that. Actually,
the water is up to my
This
ankles.
ends
Help.
now.
That is a good spear.
I did watch Shelly get owned there. I won't
Shelly
even lie.
just got
I saw
fucking
it when I
owned.
was spectating. I was like, well, damn.
What did Blake,
My Blake.
like, what happened
My
here?
Blake.
I remember seeing this.
I remember this.
He just jumped
Hey, I've done
Does
worse.
not
I've
know.
done worse on this ledge.
True.
I have done worse
This
on
ledge
this
is
ledge.
so cooked, bro.
Wait. Didn't you have
I had
a
Sombra, like,
translator?
yeah.
Yeah, I remember that
that.
shit.
I like got the Tracer to kill herself with her own pulse, and then threw my Translocator off the map.
It's such a seemingly
Edge.
stupid ledge.
The edge has to equalize the victims from each team.
Also, I want to question: is
Fair
Freya
balance.
better than Sojourn or Cass here? I don't think
More
it's-
survivable,
Really?
I think.
I wouldn't think so. I would
They,
think it's.
Risa can't walk on me as easy.
I mean,
Just
I
maybe.
think,
farther.
But that
Freya
shouldn't be
is
your
more
problem.
reliable I think that's the biggest thing, and I think also like I do think Freya is more survivable than Sojourn. Now I do think low-key Cass, at least with roll plus, if the big thing with playing Cass always, and like is that we should just be like if we're playing Cass, you have a ton of HP, but we should still be carrying you more.
Yes, we will. I will
Like,
be making one
that's
video. I
kind of
will
the
be
thing.
making. I will be making a video tomorrow. I guarantee. Is
Like-
I will be making something about generally New Junk City, but mostly about a new Orisa comp, the quote unquote meta Cass Orisa comp that we should be playing here. I think.
Right.
Because
you
we're
don't need
playing
a
a
permanent
variant,
matrix pass
but-
for him to live.
Yeah, he should get a lot of help from support line, and I will show team how I want this to happen in a video tomorrow, before our scrim, and so if we can watch that before scrim, that'd be good. We will be scrimming tomorrow from 9 to 11.
As long as the video comes out in time, I'm chill.
I just don't think we get a retouch here. I will say though, I don't think Farah does anything in this comp.
I agree. I think Genji is way better than Pharah here.
I think in order, what I would do here is number one actually would probably be the sim.
If I had thought of it, yes, the sim
Sim
is like really good against
could've
this
been
exact
crazy.
comp,
Yeah,
but
into
like
this comp.
Genji also still works pretty decently.
Genji,
think-
and I think it would be in order. I would say Sim,
Sim is a hell of a
number
lot
one,
easier too.
then Genji, then Tracer, then all the way down here is
Tracer into this
Pharah.
also sucks.
I would
That's
think
the
it's.
thing,
I
I've
think
thought
Tracer
about
is better than
Tracer.
Pharah, though. Honestly,
Really? Into this?
and on
It
this
just
map,
feels like
yes.
I'm not gonna
on
kill
this map,
anybody,
yes.
man.
On this map for sure. Into this comp on this map, yes.
I don't know.
I don't think you're gonna kill anything. That's why I think Genji's so much better and Sim is so much better. But I still think you're gonna do way more pressure on Tracer. I think you're gonna do more pressure on Tracer than Pharah. I think Pharah is just like you're pressuring yourself more than you're pressuring the other team.
I think Pharah was bad though, but you know, I wanted to try stuff. We were losing. So.
Yes, and I like this.
But yeah, I think
I
I,
like
now
the
know
idea
that
of trying
really
something.
like
I don't
that
think
comp.
Pharah was the choice.
Yeah.
I think trying
I
to
think it was
poke into the bunker comp, or not poke, but I think trying to not brawl the bunker comp harder with like tempo is like that's the way you beat this comp. Is either fucking
right.
super poke them or beat them and brawl with tempo.
Yeah, and I agree. It's one of those things where it was kind of a deal of like I feel like our engagements were just really bad in this map in general.
Yeah, I think we had a lot of
And
bad
that's why, like-
situations. I think like there was
And
quite
it's
a few
kind of a
times
whole
on,
team
like on this
connection.
point so far. What again? I feel like we're really good at retaking. We're very good at we're very good at claiming space. We're very bad at holding space. I've noted like in all comps. I feel like once we have the space, we're so chill. Or when they have the space, we're so chill. We know how to pummel every team. to the ground.
New meta. capture space, then give it up and retake it every fight.
Ooh.
No.
It is a
That point,
legit
and
thing,
then we're
like bait and
retaking.
switch. You know, force them too far in and then go on them hard. But
We
like,
never have to play defense if we just let them have point and then retake it from them.
Blake, why no set up by door? Come set up by
Oh
door.
yeah. This I remember this.
Because I was very worried about playing too close, and you guys, I wanted to play on an angle that'd be good for you. Which
Well,
is like,
okay.
I realize you're now on that angle.
Yeah, the problem, Blake, you need
got
to be
double
here.
fire
Again,
spam.
same thing. We have double fucking super. We have all the angles, and so what you need to do is make it as hard as possible for this guy, and this guy to walk forward. So like what you should probably do is hold the space until either they fucking use every Orisa cooldown on you, or use wheels and try to spear wheels or Orisa back, and then slowly back and give some space throughout the wheels. While still
I think
shooting,
with an Orisa
shoot
in that door
the
frame,
wheels. Do not
it becomes like
LOS the
Fort Knox.
wheels. Like jiggle peek the wheels, okay? Like you
Yeah.
should still hold. Like you could go from here. They pop wheels. You hit the spear. Back to here. You don't back to here. You back to here, where you're
Right.
currently starting. You know what I'm saying? You need to back like one engagement thing and try to push, like, 'cause especially with or when you're on Ram, same thing. Fucking hold your fucking block or shield here. If hold your shield. If they don't wheels, shield. If they wheels, back up, shield here, slow the wheels, then hold then at the end of it, pop form, block a little. Once the form is starting to end, go some punchy mode, and then walk back into it. You see what I'm saying?
With the Juno speed.
With the Juno speed,
Yeah.
we
And
also the
that
other thing,
is speed.
hold Juno speed until we re-engage. We do not need to Juno speed early on disengages when we have the space. When we are claiming space is when we need to speed. We do not need to speed when we have the space already, or we're giving up some space. Because unless we are
Okay.
kiting an ult, like fucking Juno ult, then yeah, when we
Right,
kite,
yeah.
we need to give. But when we are just giving space, there's the difference between kiting and giving space. When we are giving space, we are not kiting. Or we are
Speaking of
soft
speed,
kiting.
I think on
This
this
is
fight
not
that
one.
was my call. So yeah, I calmed that. I'm gonna like look. I'm gonna play a little close, but back up a little bit. And I was thinking like sit my comp, but I understand the concept.
Yeah, so you want to
So,
sit on this
yeah.
corner, then wide peak.
Yeah.
Once you take enough damage, and probably Juno should be like here-ish. Brig should probably either be on this angle or right behind to protect the Juno. But you should, regardless, either be here, ready to sprint at your Juno to care them, or, which is probably best, or here, ready to sprint at your Pharah to care them. Because one of them is getting off-angled. Someone's going to get pressured by this Venture.
It's me.
It's probably going to be you because nobody's set up to help you right now.
But also, she always takes the longest flank possible.
But yeah,
That was what I
main
kinda
thing
learned,
in the brawl mirror, and I think this map is just brawl central. What you want to do, Blake, is give space slower. You give space too much. Try to hold each choke for as long as possible, while also deep peeking for some heals, but not like deep peeking enough for the Orisa and their entire backline to pass you. You know what I'm saying?
And I'll
Yeah.
say, especially that second corner, this little kill zone, in between the choke and then that corner is just so fire for both me
because
and Logan.
Pharah gets this angle where they walk in, and if you can hold them here for as long as possible, there is going to be a billion trillion damage coming from both angles. Boom, 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 and almost guaranteed, if you can hold it for long enough, you will get a kill. Now, not all that won't always happen because hey, you missed your spear on form. You're gonna have to say, hey, I gotta back up more to give more space to form. But then once form ends, you need to reclaim that space, which is a harder challenge on Orisa. But that's the punishment you have for fucking up your spear. You have to reclaim the space because where you want to never let them pass here, unless you are certain you are going, unless you're winning, basically. You get 2 kills, you could walk past here and let the Orisa into your deli.
Okay.
That's okay.
I think I just need more time with Freya because in my mind Freya's like Widowmaker is range is what she wants.
It's more.
But
Okay.
I didn't realize she can be brawly because I imagine she just blows up as well.
She's like
Freya
Sojourn.
does
She's a
well.
lot
Yeah,
like
but-
Sojourn. Of the same way you play with Sojourn, you kind of play with Freya, but with Freya, Sojourn has the like horizontal movement. Freya has the vertical. It's like more of a hit. It's basically a hit scan.
Freya also has just like the threat of damage when you get close to her,
Right. It's so
because
much
you
burst.
can, yeah, you can like triple bolt somebody while dashing away and
Mhm.
super pressure.
Right.
I think,
And also,
and the main
if I
thing,
believe-
I don't think actually matters who you're playing with. I think this is universally true if you're on a brawl tank.
Okay.
I think the universal truth is you need to back up less and try to take space slower and more
Can you erase
methodical.
the arrow,
steps.
Bureau Risa? Top right.
Sure. There. Okay.
I think
Because you start here, and now they're gonna get to claim this angle from your Pharah. Like we're all backing up already. I don't know why. Mostly because our like we just didn't set up.
It's because it was my fight plan. Just to back up.
That was good. That was actually really good of reclaiming the space. Once we got a kill, we got the pressure, we got the kill, and their venture became useless as well because we engaged fast enough. That's the other thing is
Yeah,
we have to set tempo against these super long flankers. Venture is the slowest of the flankers, but it needs to happen regardless of whether they're on Tracer, they're on Genji, they're on Venture, they're on whatever flanker they're on. They're gonna do the same setup. It's just how fast it happens and how safe it's gonna be once they engage. Like, because the faster you are between those three, the longer it's gonna take, or the faster you are, the shorter it's gonna take, but the more risk you have on the engage. You know, Genji's right in the middle. Venture can live for centuries. Tracer's gonna get poked out real much easier.
Yeah,
We-
and
but
I
we-
think I
we
believe
get
this
the
is the
space-
one fight that I calmed for us to walk in because I heard Venture flanking.
Yes,
Every
I think
other
that's
fight,
true.
I think-
Again, I say same thing of when someone hears something like that, we gotta fucking hit that tempo. We hear
Yeah, we
the
did
setup.
pretty
Okay, we're gone. We're going. We start walking. We start the fight. We start engaging. We can't let them just
Keep
like
it going. We should
go next point.
keep it going.
Yes.
We're over an
Yeah,
hour
yeah.
in. We're on map one.
Well, I think
Oh my
this
God.
is the biggest example of what I wanted to go over with this. We also went over more than just a map. We went over a lot of comm stuff,
that's true.
a lot of general things throughout the hour.
In 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Let's go back. So yeah, this is pretty much an example of why Pharah is fucking garbage. Because you can't take this angle or this angle because shit sucks.
Yeah.
But you don't
I have
really
to
want to be on this angle either. Probably what you need to do is go on this angle.
Yeah, I think wrapping there is better. For sure.
Also, we missed Calm, which one they swapped to, by the way. And
Yeah,
we
I
just-
swear
we
somebody...
did, didn't you?
There's no way nobody noticed that for that long. I swear it was 25, 30 seconds of you thinking that they were on Soldier Bastion and not Soldier Venture.
I did not like
They fixed it in between. I
interpret
thought.
the comm. I knew they still had the venture, but like I didn't interpret this.
Flashpoint unlocked.
It made sense in my head. Because Soldier, I was like, oh, flanker character. That makes sense.
Yeah, I knew they still had the venture because I
just
was like
didn't think
hearing her,
Bad.
hearing
Like,
them.
Bastion was giving us such problems. Why would they switch out Bastion?
Yeah, that was also my thought, sorta.
I felt
And
like
then
venture was giving
here's
us
the
more
part-
problems.
They're both giving us problems.
I think the Bastion, the problem was that they had the ability to set tempo with Bastion and with Venture, and we had to choose our poison. And I think what you have to choose is either we stay on Cass and we play a lot slower and pressure the Venture out, or what we did is what we swap and we have to walk. If we're swapping, we have to walk into the Bastion form earlier.
Yeah, I still don't really think Cass works into the venture bastion if they have point, because at that point the venture can just chill forever and we can never walk into them.
I don't think that's true, but
Seems hard.
it would be hard. But I don't know. I think the biggest thing is that we have to get off Brig Juno if we're gonna play the Cass. I think it's not enough care for Cass. He needs a bit more.
Be lamp.
He needs Lamp
Yeah.
or he needs a Zuzu, which
I think swapping off, like, is Ana available? I feel like swapping off of like a speed when it's hard for us to blow anything up against this comp to something else like an anti.
no.
was thinking
I
Ana would be-
I don't think Ana good.
Mm.
I think they just have enough ability usage to live the nades. They have enough like sustain, even like with the lamp, and with the burst heal post anti. It's like
I think the key would be you don't open with nade. You go in and use nade mid-fight.
but I think the problem is without
Well,
speed
I
it
think
becomes
also-
harder to go in. I think with the
Yeah.
I think Ana
Juno on no.
the reason what I'm saying I don't think I don't think Juno Ana does it good. I think
Well, on it, you have to have an angle
The-
to throw the nade.
maybe on some of the points, but not all of them. Most of this map is terrible for Ana, I'd argue.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
You
it
don't-
would be. How are you gonna? You can't throw it down main because Orisa, if she's smart,
Eats
it's
that
probably
shit.
just gonna eat it. Yeah, right.
Whether eat it
She's
with her
gonna hold
fucking
that.
actual Matrix or she's just gonna face tank it and live.
Or face tanked it with gold, and then it's like whatever.
Like whatever
you know?
the fuck. Like you can't really get off. The thing is that like I don't think Ana is that good, right? In current
No,
Overwatch.
I know.
That's fair.
No. With Brawl.
Mercy.
Yeah, that's fair. Alright.
With
Mercy
Brawl.
instead of Brig.
Yeah.
Easy.
Definitely
Yeah.
not. Now you're
Run the
insane.
Freya. Freya plus Mercy. Blow up a soldier or a bastion.
Foxy. Log it.
The ducks.
But we always get our one.
Flashpoint.
That's right. Nobody 5-0s us.
I think this is the
True.
point where I think the Pharah becomes the weakest as well.
Oh, I swap. I throw. I don't even use barrage. I believe I swap off after this fight.
In 10 seconds.
If I remember right. Because I won a point where like, oh, I was like, okay. And then that last point was kind of suffering. I'm like, oh, that was horrible. And then I just get marked by
Yeah.
freaking Venture perma, and I'm like, okay, that's just really awesome.
Yeah, again, same thing with the tempo thing. I feel
I
like,
thought-
again, this should not be our back line. Why Blake is just too far in.
We're trying to get on them right now.
Yeah, we're trying, but like my
'Cause I remember us calling like before.
the
getting on their back
problem
line.
is again with Brawl, we need to be more grouped, and Blake, you need to take space slower. This is a consistent again. You can take space, but you can't run it down into this team because you're gonna leave somebody isolated. When our whole point is going to be to stay grouped. Not everybody has the ability to just walk at them infinitely. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody's gonna take some damage at some point. Like we lose this fight because you get speared off partially, but you're just in there. Also, Blake, fucking solo barrage that fucking venture. Or not Blake,
Oh, me?
Garrett.
Oh.
Solo barrage the venture.
Oh.
Do it.
I should have. I just thought I might live because I got kind of close to team, and then I was like, well, she's actually inting for me in the middle of my Brig Juno, and then I just died. And then I'm like, well, I'm not gonna stay in hope to get a barrage because I've been trying a barrage for like 10 minutes or whatever.
But yeah, Blake, same thing.
Bum ass adventure.
Team can't follow this deep. We're not like set up. We're not ready to go, I guess. First off, why did we ring here? What? Second
This is
off,
something I at least tried to cover during like the comp duo thing. Like I told her to stop using it for rotates and only use it when you feel like your tank is ready to engage. Like actually engage on something, not just like getting closer.
because this
Yeah.
this is bad. Very, but yeah. But so like, But yeah, so what needs to happen here probably is Blake waits for good ring. What happens is Blake is ready. Blake gets ringed like here. Thus, Blake can walk double through the ring, and team can also follow because they all got the speed, because the speed actually happens like here, because Juno's weird. Because otherwise we get split, we get die. Nobody can care anybody, and life sucks. And it's just the rest of the fight. And the last one's just gonna be we I don't even know, think we touch. I remember now. Okay, that's kind of what I want to go over, and now I want to quote unquote quickly go over the Rune Sapi, because I think a lot of these mistakes are not punished as heavily, but they still happen on Rune Sapi.
I go get cough drop.
Very good. So Blake, something I want you to do here is when comp is determined and we run out on comp, I don't want you to ask Logan where does he want to play. I want you to know. So we on Sojourn.
Okay.
We on Sojourn. We try to beat them here. If we don't, we back up and we go through here and here. If we on Freya, we just start here. Okay? In the Balmir. I want you to like make the questions you ask team. I want you to make I want you to know the decision beforehand. That's what I want you to get, like, think about these things and know and tell team this. I want you to be the leader here. I want you to be able to dictate this stuff, especially when I'm not there to help team dictate it. It falls, even when I'm there, I still want you to like dictate this kind of stuff, the rotations, the positioning, all that stuff. I want you to do it.
Okay.
I want you to be the team leader that Tank is supposed to be. Oh my god. VOD review maxing. Because what happens here, and what I want to happen, is first up, we call, hey, there's multiple people on the flank. We speedring, what I want you to do instantly is run it. I want that decision to happen so quickly in your mind. I don't know how to get that to click for you quickly. But you hear flankers, multiple, off angle, we push main. Or you make the decision and comment to team. You say, okay, that's what I've heard. We're going in. And everybody follow. Whether we agree or not, I want you to make that decision of how we set up and how we go in and when we go in. And ideally, thus, then call our speed. And then we call, we're going in and then we speed. Instead of we speed, then we go in. Because we sit here and poke and we don't form until somebody already died.
Objective unlocked.
And I know it happened really quickly. But what has to happen is you make that decision quick enough that we go in. And even if we lose one, we put pressure on them enough to maybe trade guys out. Because we don't do that. We don't get any pressure on it. We don't get any positioning. We just lose. Again, speedring later. But we kind of do engage. I'd argue that one wasn't that bad. And although I'd argue Venture probably shouldn't have been the target, it was, everyone went on it, that's what we need. Regardless of when we hit the right target, we need to go on the target everyone's on. We cannot be split. We kill that Venture because everybody goes on the Venture. Doesn't matter if it was wrong or right. Right now, we need to be in the same sync. Same lock-in. Because here we get a little lost. Deli dies. But we get our kills. We get our finishes. And we hit this nice split that I like. Logan goes on an off angle to finish after we finish the fight. That's fine. You know? Because that was like kind of how it had to happen. But yeah, so Venture sets up. Does Sky see this? I think this is the fight that I see this. So Skies, let's see, F5.
Your team
Special
is
delivery, baby.
This is the fight that I remember. I watched guys POV a lot of this map. Guys, please stop fighting the tank so much. Stop bashing into the Orisa ult as well. You did this like
Tank player,
every
bro.
fight.
No.
Every
No,
fight,
okay,
I
wait.
swear, every single time
No,
the
yeah,
Orisa
I
ult-
was
Wait.
bashing out.
Wait.
I get pulled into it while I'm bashing, and I hit Orisa. That shit was pissing me off.
Bro, just
I remember.
here's what needs to happen then. What should go through your mind when the Orisa ints like that should be Orisa has ult.
Oh fuck! Oh fuck!
Oh fuck, oh fuck. I'm going to save my bash until Orisa already has me pulled in and then bash away. That's what goes through my mind when I play Brig. I think, the Orisa has ult. Okay, I'm not going to bash until the Orisa pulls me in because I can always bash out. I always have that coverage. Okay? That's what I want you to do.
Yeah, I know. This is the only map that, really, I don't know. I was out of it this session. I kind of expected to hop into the scrim and chill, just watch Blake, and that.
Joke's on you. You're gaming.
I'm going to try to play you at least
You're in,
one
buddy.
map every scrim. That's my goal. You and Deli are going to be a permanent duo, and you are going to play at least one, if not two maps of scrim. But, I mean, it works out, despite, I think, a little poor positioning.
Your team has lost the lead. Enemy forward.
But again, guys, stop walking into the tank, man. Stop. Please, man. Look at Deli. She's getting inted on. Look at the Orisa. She's just shooting at the Deli, and you're doing nothing. She dies. And you had, I guarantee, all 3 packs. You had 2 packs at least. Fuck. Hold on. That. Also, no ult tracking, so we lost, but they popped 3 ults, so we should win next fight. Yippee.
Team kill.
I do remember you guys saying that they popped 3. I remember
And then
that.
having very hard struggles to figure out which 3, even though you named all 3, and then like we're like, no, wait, it was 2. No, 3. I was like, that's so funny.
Enemy forward spawn.
Locking satellite vector.
Yeah, I like the vector into the beat. I think we could just burn beat, fight it, brawl it really hard. I'd argue here we probably didn't need beat or need blade.
No, definitely not. I'm not sure. Why
I think
Blade
you
is
just said that you were trying to clean up, which is like, oh, again, I
It-
will never
it
say
felt-
that ulting to clean up is bad. I will never say that. I think that's always a good decision. However, we already used an ult to clean up, so
Yeah.
we used the ram. ult.
I think I just thought it looked worse than it was, and then I was like, oh, damn.
Oh yeah, Blake, that reminds me. I have a thing for you. You know how you
It's our
always ask
original
if we're
fight
up or
plan.
down? Blake, do you know about the setting in settings? I don't know quite where
The
it is.
sound.
The sound of
Oh,
when your
yeah,
team
that
dies.
The sound.
Where is this?
Is that like not default?
Accessibility, maybe?
No, it's not default.
Is it
Play sound when
export?
teammate eliminated and enemy eliminated. There it is.
Yeah, this.
Is it an accessible?
These two in sound.
It goes bing, big alarm.
Turn these
when
on,
people die.
please, because I beg you. Like, if you can't, if you don't have the brain power to look
I
at freaking,
I count, but like no one else does it. No, like no one else does it.
well, listen.
I'm just-
Most of the time, I feel like
I
team
just know.
team
I
just
don't think-
knows. I feel like most
Yo.
people know whether we're
I
up
got
or down.
3
But
thank you for
tend-
reportings.
You tend to ask a lot,
Whoa,
and I think this
what?
would help you know more. So turn these on, play a
Huge.
couple games with them, see how it feels, report back to me. I
Oh,
really
I'm
want you to
glad.
try this
Yeah.
because
Hell, you know. I know, setting.
Cleaning up the ladder.
yes, it's a setting of it will play a sound every time, and it like goes up or down in pitch based on the enemy and the teammates. So you'll always know how many are dead based on the most recent sound. I've also seen a lot of tank players use it, especially like I know Flax uses it, Boger uses it. Like a lot of the people I've seen
it's-
use it like tanks. So I think
It's really,
I don't know if
it's
just
really
like
hard
a
as a
tank
tank.
setting.
No, it's because of how a tank. It is a tank setting because like as a tank, you have to be aware of 360. Most of you guys have to be aware of like maybe 180, 270 at most, probably.
Right. That's why I'm saying. Okay,
Like,
so that's what I'm saying.
that's
so
why.
It's
It's hard for me to-
especially, I think, would be
to
useful for
assess the
knowing
thing.
how many people are dead on your team, because I feel like you always know how many
players
people are
think
dead
would
on
be
their
better for
team, but you don't always know if like fights won or lost
Estimation.
because of your team's like player
Yeah.
count. I think I'm not fully sure of that, but that's what I'm pretty sure.
Why are you in my bathroom?
Going into the depths.
Enemy core will spawn.
No, I always ask because no one. I don't think people really calm like fights won.
Ranked
This
drive
is
stages.
true.
I'm used to.
But
on my
I
teams.
think we're not quite at that stage of something I think we absolutely must announce right now. A fight lost or won right now. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's more important things
Yeah,
to.
we can get there later.
We'll get there, yeah. Later. Also here, so setup on this angle, I think is actually something that we should get better at. And what I'd argue is, okay, let me go back. So see how much time we have here? What I want is my brig on this point to try to set up on this angle to help my Genji pressure here, and so we can fight more like along this choke. Have my my fucking brig set up here, probably my Juno brig bash range, and then Blake try to hold here. And as we get space of cart, Blake, you kind of walk up. So right here, the cart's really far back, so we kind of have to hold staircase, right? Because we don't have the space. Let's say cart's here, and we are retaking, or cart like bot pressure push thing is here. I want you to be like here, and that same setup of Juno probably here, Blake here, Brig on the cart, Genji on this, or no, sorry. Oh, this is hard. Maybe Logan should be on the cart then for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. So Logan on cart, Genji Brig on the flank, Juno helps tank hold space, and our only goal is to fight as late as possible. Okay? That's what I want us to do.
Yeah, I don't think I have a whole lot of value of poking into this comp. So.
Yeah. Well, I think as an in general strat, but I think it's just hard to play this angle without baiting. And I think what we should do is try to bait, because eventually I feel like what our Genji wants to do is like get on this off angle. Eventually. And
Bro.
What?
Nothing.
Okay.
Rank blood.
He's playing competitive Overwatch.
Oh, okay. But
My Junkrat's on those spawn doors.
Gotcha. So yeah, because I feel like we can kind of get it to this angle for free. No, like they can't really do anything about it, especially if they lost fight at checkpoint. But instead, like, because what we're doing, is not, we are playing 4 stacked here with my Genji soft poking an off angle that he can't control, and I really want control of this angle for as long as possible for my Genji.
Well, I have to give it because they walk it with Reaper Lucio.
Yeah, so if you have your break here, you don't have to give it as easily. You still probably will, and eventually your break and you will drop back here, and we'll play like a normal brawl setup. And they'll probably flank us. But that's okay. We could be more aware of it. We'll have 2 people calming the flank, and we will have more space to give.
Sweet. How's yellow and purple for you, Jack? Is that like is that not good combo?
I hate yellow. I really don't like it.
Yellow is.
Does
Yellow-
it contrast with purple?
It just gives me headaches. I used to use it, and it used to get like as a like play either team having it gives me headaches. But yeah, so because instead we're like our Genji's forced to give up this angle. Our this guy doesn't really have a great poke thing, and they take this fight like here, whereas and they get to like wide swing this angle for free. And eventually, where is Timbo?
In the back lane, left.
Why is it like this? Oh man, he's over there. Okay. Oh, what the fuck?
What's Timbo doing?
Yeah, Timbo being allowed to do that, he is crazy.
I think Timbo dies.
Timbo does die. But yeah.
Dumbo. My man.
Team kill. Enemy forward spawn deactivated.
No Vangada!
Enemy forward spawn.
Hold on.
Hello.
1 second. I'm
So no one was talking. I was like, what's going on?
We
Did I lose
talk
connection?
about it later, please. I do review.
Just catching the honeys. Eagles.
Tank dominance.
Okay, so this is where I especially think that it's very good to have this this angle. You hear Genji on off angle. Here I think Brig can be, or Juno could probably be the cart, and then Brig set up kind of here, so she can help off angle while also having help of cart. Because I think that's like kind of the general rule of these Brig brawl comps is that Brig needs to help an off angle. It needs to help the soft off angles while also helping her other support. Being able to do both. They rush, we do a good kite, they hit Blossom button, we get sad.
Yeah, which I'll say that entire time, he was looking for it so hard. I was just perma-marking him, but then they started walking at me, and I thought we were like talking about engaging, so I left him for like a millisecond, and then he drops.
Yeah, unluckers. I think we know, yeah, it's not a crazy thing to talk about right now. I think there's a lot of, again, it's a lot of setup stuff. So, here, setup probably should be, is we need somebody to anchor cart, because we don't want them to get forward. We need our tank to take this space. We need somebody to pressure off angle. And none of them should probably be Logan, who needs to pressure main angle. So I'd argue tank here, Juno here, maybe here, Genji here, looking at off angle, Brig here. Yes? That should be ideal setup of what happens. Obviously, we can't always do this perfectly, but... But that was good. No, the cart! Kill monkey. Elimination.
He lives.
He does.
Oh, yeah. I remember this.
Oh
Blake.
my god. Blake, why did you go there?
Like, do not mark off angles as tank. Please and thank you. Okay?
Okay. I guess.
Generally, not
I
good
really
idea, because crazily enough, you get heavily punished for it. Because imagine if you're here in Juno ult with your form, you could do so much into this guy. This one. Yeah.
Two minutes remaining.
I just played perhaps the most dominant game of Sigma I've ever played.
Literally.
Wowza.
He had a Junkrat, so.
Sigma Gaming.
Yeah, I had a Junkrat versus 4 Flyers. He did nothing.
He applied pressure. He made him play 4 Flyers.
5 if you count Sig.
60 seconds.
He's a floater. I would count
He's
it.
a floater.
And what is
It's a
Monkey
floater.
doing, bro? What is this guy? What is this guy doing?
All he does is play on backline.
Exploring the map.
If you ignore
And
him,
ultra
he does
giga
the longest
flank.
flank.
All he
Right,
does
so if
is
you
all
just
he does.
walk
He
in-
literally chose the slowest flanker, top
He-
one slowest flanker.
He chooses the
Event-
slowest flanker and the slowest route. Always.
Yeah, this should be.
That's what
should
makes
have
him
been an
so
auto win.
unpredictable. Grandmaster gameplay.
Well, the big thing about it is that it's
How
usually
the
silent. Because he's
Heckington
usually too far.
does the log die here, team? Supports lock in.
30 seconds.
I'm not even looking at that again. Supports lock the fuck in.
What happened?
You died.
You
in
died
the middle of our
in the
team.
middle of our team
So
Oh.
like a Rissa poke.
from basically a Rissa poke and maybe a carry shot.
That's pretty sick.
Emblems, guys.
Thankfully, you killed her freaking Lucia with beat, and he does not use life swag.
Yeah, that was
That's
good.
crazy.
So yeah, any other maps we want to go over from this scrim, by the way?
We won that one, right?
We did quite dominantly, I would say
Because
too.
of monkey trolling.
I knew it. It's because of
It's
it's
kinda
because we
true.
had bull statue advantage, 14 on our side, 10 on theirs. That's why we
Is that a deadlock reference?
Because we engaged before Monkey
because
took his
there's
Giga rotate
24
most of the time.
bull statues on Runasapi, and one of the sides has 14, and the other one has 10, and you guys had the better side.
Okay.
It was
Oh.
like, you
Any
just
other
win
any
that
other
map.
maps, by the way, we want to look
How that
over
map
from
works.
this scrim? Midtown, Dorado. I feel like we should look over Dorado.
Midtown,
You won
Midtown,
Dorado.
Midtown.
Dorado felt
Wait.
decent,
Yeah, we
I'll
don't
say.
know Midtown. Midtown definitely should talk about.
Okay.
I think we should look
Yes,
about.
please,
look at
Midtown.
Or at
That
least
one we
if
got
you're
out.
planning to do a video about it later, that's fine.
I will, but I think we could also just go over it now.
Sim TP to building on left. Sim TP to building on left. To the building with Mega, I mean.
The far one next to point.
Yeah, from under to Mega room. Next to point.
And then, so you want to do the TP strat here? And
If you want to get around the Widow or the Tord poke, then we can pressure point from inside, protect our
We
supports.
should have held on defense. I think it was very doable. We just
yes.
Well, I still want to go over it because
the comp we
honestly,
played.
the mistake that we had made.
Okay,
But
mistake
offense-
one on this point, by the way, is hold on, let's
I
go
gotta
to
join on
the
my phone real
start.
quick.
Okay. Let's go to the start of the play. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Eventually we're gonna ready. Okay. Mistake one.
Defend objective A.
We're playing Ana. I should be on BAP.
Hey, it's Judoana. So it's the backlight I talked about.
Yes. Main thing, one of the biggest things about angle maxing comp is the two people that need to swap the most are me and Garrett. And I chose the wrong character here. I think this map is very poor for Ana on first. I think on second and third, it's significantly more sustainable. But on first, it is a major struggle. Thus why we lost very quickly and very brutally. So, what I want us to do instead is me just play the right character. Also, Garrett, maybe if you want, you can maybe start Farah on this point.
I think Farrah's good here.
Farah could
Yeah.
be pretty good. I think you have to swap at very definitely second, but third it also can work. But I'd say characters we can play here are the Sig. If we want to play the Sig comp on defense, I think this is good. I think Sig, the Juno, and this is very good. And I think we're really good at this style. And these are like the core characters. And we can swap this one for Soj, for Logan for Soj at any point. I think they're interchangeable. Even Ashe, I think, is pretty interchangeable here, but I think Ashe is probably the worst option. But the main thing is that I need to pick the right character, and I have tried two characters now on this map. I've tried Zen, didn't work. I tried Ana, didn't work. So I'm gonna try Bap and maybe even Olari in the future. But I think that's a major reason of why we got snowballed so hard is I tried to play Ana for like way too long. But I think otherwise our setup was actually pretty good on this first point. So if I set up here, so Juno I think should play Firestruck. Same with this guy. Juno should back like this way and then this way. That makes sense. Sig should play like here, and back either this way then this way, or this way then this way. Either way, back into point. G-Man, you can kind of take either like the main off angle style here, or you could play over here and try to pressure here, but this is a bit more difficult. It's more of a tracer angle, which again, also tracer I think is pretty fine on this map. But probably not in this comp. There's just too much that can like get you to one-shot range, and then once you're in that range, one-shot you. So
yeah, I think on Genji, I really like playing right there. I think it's just so much evil zoning. Like if they try to do what they did was really ideal for me. If I didn't get poked out by Sigma, because what happens later, like because their BAP is there alone, and the only reason I can't kill him is because of Sigma.
Where I think I should play on BAP, and I want to actually have team, mainly Jake and Logan. No, I feel like I could play here, drop here, rotate this way, or I can play like here, where I was playing, and just kind of rotate this way, like around there, and jump fire truck as we push up. Because I think regardless, my main job regardless of what support I play, is to actually DPS a lot more than heal. DPS and then heal this guy, which is why I'd say Alari actually, is because I can Alari heal a Genji a lot better. Because I don't think Ana's good on this map, but I think Ana enables the Genji.
I'll say on Pharah, I don't know where I would play.
I don't think you probably would play. I feel like you would play here and then back this.
It's okay, but yeah, you gotta leave quick when you can't really hold.
It depends on the comp. It depends on the comp as well, because like maybe you kind of want to play like building as well. Is fair?
Yeah, I mean you can kind of rotate around, but I think generally like you play.
Because you want the long angle, but you also want the ability to get on top of them.
Honestly, yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Because if you play building, then Alari would go crazy, and we could play Pharah Alari, or if you play Genji, I could play like here, kind of like down here, and play like shooting this angle. The other option is I could just do traditional Brig, which I think would be good at this first point, and swap, which I think is what I'm inclined to do here, is just play Brig. I think Brig is just really easy on this first point. There's not a lot of risk to it, and it just prevents off angles easier. I think swapping on the other 2 points is a lot better, but I think regardless, what I've learned is Ana Zen are way too hard for me, and I'm just not good enough mechanically to play them at the level required. So I don't know the rotations well enough. I don't have the mechanics. Because, yeah, I D-peek for a second, Blake dies. That's why I was like, I don't think Ana's very good. Though, again, Blake, I think, again, you did the same thing as you tend to do on this map, is you overstay your welcome and not just D-peek for a little bit.
Yeah, I thought I was going to get spit out.
I think, honestly, you don't even need to speed up there.
Was an overcommit now.
I think even you could just decommit and just, like, chill here. Because then your Ana could see you, your Juno could see you, you'll get full healed pretty quick.
You can see over the fire truck? That's crazy.
Yeah. You can see, like, down here. Like, where you were, I could see you. And if you back a little bit, I could see right there. Like, if you backed up the stairs just a teeny bit, I could probably see you. Like, here. Let me clear this, go here, and give it to my POV. See, like, I could see you at the top end of the stairs, like, your top half of your body. And then I could see, like, pretty forward there. I didn't even argue on I would have been okay there. The problem is I'm going to get pressured out from this angle, and there's not a great other angle I can play.
Do you want a bandage for that?
Also, again, I'd argue that me and Jake being stacked here almost always in this comp, if we're playing like the double flex style Jake, you need to be with the tank. You need to play the safe angle with the tank on Juno. So you should probably be over here.
Okay.
Oh, fuck. That's okay.
That's
like
fair because you can also DPS on that side. Like you have a better angle
Yeah,
for it. and plus,
the
like,
angle that
Blake as well.
the way a lot of the times you want to play Juno extremely safe with this comp unless I swap to break. If we're playing any flex support plus Juno, you need to play stupid passive. Your only job basically will be help tank, speed tank, and maybe do some damage. Do your consistent pokey damage, but here you're too far up. You need to be down here.
Okay.
Because we do hold this, we do a good job, but I think the exact same thing happens where I want to take this main angle because I can see everybody at 6 except for Blake, but you try to take this angle and you also can't see Blake. Your job is to keep Blake on a leash a lot. Make sure he can back up to a safe angle and kind of like shimmy in a corner. Because we reset up, and I have to play the long angle that I don't want to play because I felt like this angle wasn't being covered. And I think what you need to do, Jake, is either, if you have time, back this way, or if you don't, just back straight this way into this corridor and have Blake back with you. So Blake, what you need to do in these situations where we need to give space is Jake is either going to go this way and you need to kind of go here and follow him, or Jake is going to go around and you need to back into wherever I am, which generally it will probably be you will know where I start is where I'll stay. I don't hit the long rotates. So where you should rotate back to me until Jake is in position and then back that same angle into this cubby. Eventually, if shit hits the fan, you need to be in this cubby and we need to chill. Probably one of our DPS will be in here, the other DPS will be on this angle, and we will retouch point with you pushing out. And that's how we angle max it. You need to get to the cubby and protect your Juno. And your Juno will heal you. Because we back up, and I feel like we don't really do that idea, because where's Logan? There is Logan. There is Logan. After Logan's here, and so is G-Man. Again, also other problem, DPS are not angle maxed. So we got to get you guys all on different angles. Like maybe fucking Logan, maybe you could play up here or play like point fire truck style and back up here. Thus I could see you from this angle. From this aggressive angle. I don't know. I don't quite know where you play once we get pressured. Because there's not a whole lot of... If we're going to set up in the this angle and then this angle, I don't quite know where you go to be seen by the short angle unless you're maybe up here. But that puts a lot of pressure on Jake that I don't think he can quite do. Or you play on my long angle in some way. Maybe you could just stay back here and Garrett plays up here actually. Thoughts, team? Garrett, you flank over here. You pressure this angle. You use Mega as a resource. You can always peek me via here or here. Okay.
Yep.
And so you try to use this long
Could be better.
because
We're giving that front space. Yeah.
we are a little bit, but we always have
We are.
to with our comp when we're defending. Is we can to do that. So I think what I want us to do is I think we should play the Ana comp actually again. And what we need to do is I play this angle, Jake gets on this angle. Blake's job is to back this way. Logan's job is to back into me. Garrett's job is to back into an angle I can see, whether here or like down there. And we we slowly back, and then we will re-pressure point or fire truck. Because we probably want, ideally, Blake to stay here. And maybe go this way. Pressure there. That's in like an ideal world. So, everyone okay with that? Trying that next time?
Yeah.
Understand
yes,
where
sir.
you're playing, where your role is?
I'll have to go back and watch the video.
Here. I'm not making a video on this now. At this point. So,
I got recording this.
I am. Okay. Sorry. You can watch one more time. You start here. Here, actually. You start here. Or probably like down there. Back this way. Then this way into cubby with Jake. if you get super pressured. Otherwise, try to hold this angle for as long as possible. Try to hold fire truck for as long as possible. De-peeking via my angle or Jake's angle, being able for both of us to see us. Okay. And always retouch this way. What now?
Sorry.
If you need to.
Yeah. So.
Okay. So that's first point defense. That's how we angle max it. I'm just gonna go through the rest of it because I know we lose. That's due to lack of knowledge on the comp. So we do some stuff, use some alts, trade 1 for 1 on both sides.
Stop the payload.
Okay. Now this point. I'm not sure what we do here. Where does team... I guess, first question, Logan, where do you want to play on this point?
Probably just where my Soj is playing. Like, on regular high ground. Not Soj. Where my G-Man is.
Here. Okay.
He's like hugging the little lift-off high ground space so I can updraft over that. Does that make sense? Where Jake is...
Oh, here?
No, like, I want to play right behind that so that where...
Oh, here.
When I use my updraft, I can peek over that
So, like...
section. Yeah.
You can poke from where I'm at and engage with his super shots from where Jake is.
Okay. So from that idea, then the general thing is that I am on DPS duty. So I probably want to be here. Probably like on this angle. G-Man probably wants to be here.
Yeah,
Blake,
it depends on where Blake is.
Blake needs to be here.
Yeah.
Blake, you need to not hold high ground for the first part. And try
Yeah,
to
I
hold
always
this
try to
space.
hit the corner if I can.
And then Jake
I
just
can get that wall probably.
probably
Unless I'm
hug
getting, like,
this
super
wall
poked.
or maybe even play in there or up here.
I mean,
If
the
not,
other
actually-
option is I can back under. The only problem is that it'll be hard to regroup if we get like super pushed off.
Another
I
full
can,
thing
like,
is that we could
speed
play
the way
above them.
that come up.
we could. We
That
can
is
up-
true.
up
If we win
here.
a fight,
Because if we want to prevent the Widow from taking a long angle, I think that's actually...
Yes, I like that idea. So
I agree.
here- I'm thinking so initial setup for generally like if card is somewhere here. I think the Logan here is the the general thing. G-Man's up here, dropping down here to get healed. Blake holds here, tries to walk into them. Thus, G-Man can follow up. Logan has shots over the thing, and then Jake is here. I'm up here. So I'm going to lose sight of Blake, but that's kind of always how it goes. Is Blake is not going to always be able to be seen by me, but should always be seen by Jake. So Jake should always have angles on him. And Jake, hell, you could even try to play on this high ground if you really want to. Now, alternatively, I like the high ground idea. So what the angles I would say we should play is Blake probably wants to be like here. So Jake probably same angle. And then Logan might be here,
Yeah.
G-Man here, and I'm here to try to see both of you. Or maybe even under here, in this little cove.
Under
An alleyway.
maybe safer, just because you might get LOS'd a lot more if your team drops or like goes into that cubby on the right.
Yeah.
And against Widow, I feel like you're gonna end up hard scoping on high ground, and the back corner on like the left of the screen right there is less easily markable from us on high ground.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I was trying to hold over here originally, but I don't think we set up well for it, which is what got me so lost. So,
I do
Is
think
that actually?
that
Can you
to
turn
do
around
this
for like
comp,
1
or do
second?
this hold, I mean, like that's close. I think you have to either like say where we're at right now. We need to win this fight, and then we can
Yeah.
immediately start holding there. Or we
I
need
think
to
that what I
apply-
showed with the initial, what I showed originally was
Yeah.
that initial like where we're gonna fight first for these angles.
Mhm.
And then if
Then
we
we
win
win.
that fight and the cart stays again before like sidewalk, I guess is what I'd say is like our hard marker. If cart stays before sidewalk, we could hold close. So then we can get the Logan up here, and you can like see up here. Blake plays like here to try to bait them into Logan LOS. G-Man's probably either here, like usual, or even over here, or down here, to get that off angle. And then more so, we are going to walk into them. Or no, we're going to bait them out so Logan can shoot them in the backs, I guess. Is that the play style that we're looking for? Like,
It's bait them a little bit, and then once we start shooting, we can engage on them.
Got it, okay.
Like,
Basically,
you're
the
thinking,
goal zone right there.
So-
That like the second they walk, Logan fries them, and then me and Sigma can kind of collapse.
Oh wait, I don't have to peek and chase them with
Hell,
abilities or
maybe
anything.
I could even play
Right.
down here. Then I can't really see G-Man that well if he's up here.
Well, I can back up, and
But
honestly,
I'm
I
thinking
feel like
here. Here
if
was
we're
my
holding
idea.
close-
That's the best spot. Yeah.
Play
Yeah.
here,
I
because then I
think-
can see Logan, and I can like peek this corner here, and I can always see Logan, and then I can walk forward as we take space and heal G-Man. And
And
he
I
always
gotta
has
be
the
honest-
mini to play around the one.
I feel like normally, like on if we're doing that, I would want to play where I would normally play on the, but just more like I just stay up there more, and just so I can pressure that right side cubby in case they try to wrap on Logan there, like here. I basically can just control that,
Got it. Okay. I like
and
that.
I can still engage well from that. But yeah, I might swap it up and go to the other one too.
Rocket
So.
satellite vector. New Vanguard.
So I'm just gonna let fight happen. I'm not really that focused on like win or loss on these because I feel like we just didn't have good setup. So
Yeah. On this comp, I feel like that's like how you win in general, is just through angle setup.
yeah, it's literally. I mean, we nicknamed it angle maxing on purpose. Like that's why it's angle
Literally-
maxing.
Right.
Yeah.
We have to get all the angles set up properly to do these fights, and when we have them, we get to win them a lot easier. Like, we figured out angles on Circuit. I feel like this is the other map that I think the comp would really benefit from. So here, now that card's unders. Also, I call unders a lot. I just mean under somewhere. I never know what it means. It's just a general call out. But where would we want to set up here? Because I feel like Ana should play here. But I'm also really scared of getting domed by these two. So,
If they weren't playing Evil Double Sniper, I'd say absolutely.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, absolutely normally. But they are playing double sniper. My question is, do I swap
We
the...
play on that wall.
My question is, do
Like,
I play
yeah.
do I swap the
Like-
BAP? Like at this point, is this when BAP needs to happen into this comp?
Like they're not gonna be flanking a ton anyway, so we just play on those stairs, like in the top
could, yeah.
corner.
Well,
That's what-
the rule is that I should be able to see both DPS, and you should be able to see the tank. That's the general
Yeah.
rule of how it should go. So I guess the first question is, where do my DPS want to set up to get on angles? First, I want Logan
Generally,
to know. I feel like Logan just wants height. He wants the ability to get to height. Logan, where do you want to go from to get to height? Do you want to go from inside, or do you want to just shoot up as the DPS?
Probably staircase, so I can like hop over the little
Here?
what you call it. Yeah,
And so you don't want to go in, but you want to be here.
I generally prefer to take the staircase, just so that I don't need to use the updraft.
But you can.
I don't want to go in. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like you
that's
can
what
jump
I'm
over,
arguing.
hop over that little thing. Yeah.
Okay. So Logan wants to be here. And then where does G-Man want to be then? Ideally.
I think normally, like in normal circumstances, I'd be in the same place, but I'd probably want to go in.
You want to go
More often
in
than
and go this way.
But the thing is, I guess for me,
Either
always
there or
I'm
probably
shooting
from
based on
like
where,
here.
Like say if me and Logan are both in that spot, if Logan chooses to go over, I'm gonna go in. If Logan goes in, I'm gonna go over, and we have a little pincer either way.
Okay.
But also I could be convinced to play that little staircase that's further on the right there, as well, like over there. But the thing is that other staircase is just way easier, I think, for me to stage, because I can also poke from that little wall. I can wall climb up and like poke safely before we've engaged, and also like stage a dive from that spot before I like decide to do my flank or whatever.
Okay. So based on the fact that either so G-Man either wants to be here or here, depending on general like vibes, basically what happens.
Yeah.
I'd argue I probably want to actually be in this cove then, or maybe main, and generally on this mini. I think I want to play pretty safe into like a sniper comp. Into a more pressury comp, I'd probably want to be here, and play this normal angle. But I think into the snipers, I want to play like these two chokes, so I can still see you guys. And once we gain space, I can then just take the height because they don't have easy angles on me anymore. So then Jake probably also just wants to go inside and stay in the cubby for as long as possible with Blake. And then Blake should probably either go, depending on whether it's perk, because also Blake, I think on this map for sure you want to take fly perk over punch. Do you always take fly, or are you a punch enjoyer?
Punch enjoyer.
Okay. Well, on this map,
it's just stun ability.
That's fair. I'd say on this map it's probably better to take fly.
That's fair.
So I'd say you probably even want to go. So Jake probably wants to either go like safely, if he can, around this way and go this way, because they're gonna look over here and pressure this choke way heavier. So if he can go this way, and Blake just flies up if he has perk. If not, probably everybody just goes to this. So I'd argue the way we want to angle max is one person comes out of this door, one person comes out of this door, and Logan comes from over. In some way. Whether it's updraft or just using like his jump ability, his spacebar. Fucking regardless, one person at this door, one person at this door, me on one of these angles, Jake next to Tank, and Tank comes out of one of the door that Garrett doesn't. Okay? That sound good to everybody? Okay. Next up, let's watch the fight. I think what ends up happening is... This is a good rock, by the way. Shout out, Blake.
That's right.
What happens is, I don't know if we get a retouch here. We do. So this is the point when we full comp swap off of the thing. In the future, Jake, what I want you to do is just fucking stay Juno. The reason I say that is because you're gonna want to go to Ana and I'm gonna want to play Brave.
Yeah, I was kind of figuring that, but
I think in the future what we should do is we should never go Kiri Ana unless the plan is to go Kiri Ana. You know what I'm saying?
Where are the hero things that turn on the sound? The audio.
So it's in settings, options, sound, and then it's the two bottom settings in general.
Okay.
Because I was thinking I wanted to go Ana, but I just...
Well, I almost have Nano. That's why Ana is good here, but we're gonna want to swap after this fight. Like we're gonna
swap Kiri for now, then, and then swap to Ana once you swap off.
I guess,
I
yeah.
think Kiri still works better than Juno.
I mean, it depends. How much ult did you have?
In the short term.
You had like 50. I'd say Juno, because I think then you could get, because the thing is, I can Nano, and then you can build your ult, and I can swap the Brig, and we can kind of float until we get. Then Ray should probably happen that next fight. We Ray and you swap to Ana.
Okay.
Unless you think you're gonna we're gonna play 2 fights, and in the second fight you're either going to have or build Ray, swap the Kiri or swap to whatever. Otherwise, I'd say it's probably better to let me swap first, because I'm on the character you want to get to.
Yeah.
Is like the swap cycle. So retouch angle here. We're just gonna recontest dive. Main thing is we are swapping Kiri. So since we are swapping Kiri, which I think is fine, now our situation style is completely flipped. Kiri is now the off angle. I am the tank healer. So because of that, I need to probably set up here or here, and you Jake need to set up with a DPS somehow. So you either need to come out here that's where our Sombra Genji team is coming out, and probably even full flanking. You just need to not heal tank and try to get on somebody with your damage somehow. Mm-hmm. That's how we win. And I'm gonna just skip ahead here. Just watch quickly, because I'm pretty sure we end up losing just to the fact that, I don't know. I think we just slowly get picked. But yeah, see, you're here, and you die, Jake. You can't be main. I need to actually be over here. But I need to be on the angle to see the tank better. I'm on main. Bad idea. I need to go long angle. But Jake, you should be on an off angle already. Your job, especially on Kiriko, and you need to be generally try to be within TP range of me. But they don't have a flanker at the same time. So, like, you know, general rule of thumb. Try to flank more. Try to flank as much as possible. I'm not going to do too much about that. Yeah, I think we just end up losing. Yeah. So now we full comp swap. Other thing I'd argue, by the way, Blake. I was thinking this or I mentioned this. I think you should go ball into this kind of poke comp. I think you need to claim a lot more space than Winston can in a single jump. You know? Blake is muted. Is Blake here?
Oh, hello. Yeah, sorry, I was talking. I agree. I think someone asked for Winston, so I was like, yeah, makes sense.
Yes.
Cool, changing it
I
up.
think into poke, Winston, especially on like these generally the quote unquote poke maps, if we're gonna go dive, you should go like ball to fully like claim as much of the space as possible in between the things, and also you can tank the sniper shots a bit better. With ball, because you can just lose your head hitbox. But yeah, we're gonna watch this dive because you know it's always nice to watch a dive. So I like the setup. Genji remarking, not smart. Winston then remarking exact same angle, also not smart. Because Genji you need to pressure Bastion, and since Bastion was to pressure your tank, I pressure blah blah blah.
I think we're calling like Sig or something, but yeah, I really should have.
Also, again, Kiri on angle with flanker. Kiri should have been up here.
Yep.
Or at the very least, TP to Sombra. You do not need to heal tank, and you should probably start without healing me. Your job is DPS now.
Okay.
So in poke and dive, I'd argue that most of the time, one support focuses on DPS, one support focuses on tank. Pretty often. And the one who's focused on tank is also generally the one who gets pressured more and needs more help from from the third person. Generally.
Apagando las luces.
And the D.Va swap, I'm not going to go too deep into it. I think it produces the exact the deeper problem of you can't get onto the proper people on D.Va, even more than Winston. You just need to fucking send that shit. You need to go
Ball.
Again, also D.Va not dive. Get in head. D.Va not dive.
I knew not that. But again, I think it was.
If you wouldn't go hazard in a situation, don't go D.Va. Is generally what I would say. That makes sense. Like they're similar abilities.
Engage rages.
Engage rages where what you can face, where you can play. It's just like what they're playing. That's what I would argue the difference of what you play. But I think they achieve very similar objects. So on our attack, how long do we take to set up here? Quite a bit. So we try this like weird thing. And this is where I get kind of tilted. And so I'd say we don't do super well. So what comp do we want to play here instead? Because if angle maxing isn't working, what do we play?
Speed, brawl, TP.
So you're saying lose the Sig,
TP to that build.
lose this DPS line, maybe keep this, maybe even swap Babalucio, or just
something like that.
And then
something where we can like limit their angles on us and get around them.
I didn't mention it on the other map because I only mentioned it off. So what I would say is go some Sim, go Cass, and here is actually where I would think in these bunker comps Rhine would go crazy. Or Ram.
Wow.
This is
Wow.
where I would
The
say
goal
you
is
can
to
bring
get-
it through. If your goal is to
Rhine
hard
hard.
bunker and make them come to you and pressure a point, I think Rhine does it is one of the better options to do it. Obviously, Ram does what Rhine does a bit better with the fact that he can actually poke the long angles out. But into Sig, into this comp, I'd say you could play Ram or play Rhine. I think it would work. It would work.
Well,
So, if we want this stupid poke style into a poke map, what the comp I think we should bring out, and we should practice this comp more on some more traditional brawl maps as well, is some classic Rhine TP shenanigans. Whether we play Sim Hitscan or play Sim May, don't care. I think we should practice it a little bit next scrim. I'm gonna pull up a video. I actually think I have one on the old London Spitfire, and they used to play this comp a fuck ton, and they were really good at it. And so we're gonna look over that kind of style because it's a classic style, very simple, pre-Juno idea, but nobody here is post Juno. Nobody here besides Juno and Freya are post Juno. I mean, Freya's barely post Juno counting. So I'd say like we should try it. We're gonna try it next scrim. I'm gonna try to find a video for us to watch, or if I can't, I'll try to generally go over it in a short video where we can watch some. I'm gonna pull up a pro game and go over the ideas. But I think that's all that I really care about because we end up just getting steamrolled, not knowing what to switch to. Or we
the
could just
beginning of the end.
because I think that map struggles for dive outside of in first point anyway. I think we have to go either a brawly speed or just beat them in a similar mirror style of just fucking also go Bap, Zen, Widow, Hanzo, which I don't hate, but I feel like it's better to counter comp than try to just win the mirror unless we're very confident in the mirror. Like a comp we've been playing, which we hadn't been playing in that. So, Dorado, we want to go over Dorado as our last little map, or are we done?
Sure.
Okay.
Really, Dorado, I think the only point that's like super big for us is third point. We always fail that point pretty hard. But
I'd say so.
the other ones, I feel like we're good.
So, let's go over a little bit on the style for the rest of it. We're doing a quick fodder review of it, but we'll definitely go for third more than most. Okay. So,
the cheetah lives for 3 years, and the camel lives for 9.
so also setup here. What we need to do better is Brig needs to play in room. Honor should be here. Winston should be here. Echo should probably be like here, and Hitscan here. If they hit this fucking rotation on us, we need to Echo fly at them and beat them before they get their setup. We can't let them get their stupid setup here. So Winston needs to go on them, and Echo needs to go on them with the non-nade. Okay? Because we're not doing that. We're fighting Cart when their backline setting up a lot. And Cart, while it matters, it matters more that like we don't just lose the space. Because eventually Winston, you will have to go back to Cart. Probably before it gets to about where it's about here. To not let it go under if we want to continue holding this high ground. We don't have to do that. But we can also just win a fight automatically here, let it get to here, and then reposition over here, which is just as fine. Let's see. Skip. Okay. So we kind of have that style. We scout the Widow, so we don't peek the thing. My real thing is that I don't like how we all group here on height. I'd argue actually what Echo, you probably want to go deeper here. And poke this angle here with Winston helping you. Once we get the Widow call.
Yeah.
Because what happens is you leave. You full on leave, and we have no space over here.
No, I get my head taken off immediately.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. I fly up and get insta-killed, and then go back to spawn and swap to Genji.
Okay, not wrong.
Yep.
I think once we get the Widow call, you should probably try to loop then around here. This is outside
like
of Widow's
that.
range. And then Winston and see what they have if they're pushing here. If they're not pushing here, you can then take the space and just hold this off angle until we go cart or go whatever. And so you can just engage. But if you do scout, so you're scouting. So if you scout this, Winston, once you get the scouting info of they're not here, they're not on this angle, or if they are, we should dive this as soon as possible.
Should we push it without, like around the corner?
Yeah. You have Echo here. So where I am right now in the map, this is where your Echo will set up. Hell, Echo, you could start here if you wanted on this corner. As like a first thing, just looking here. Because what else are you going to do? You could just...
Okay.
You're going to start on Echo.
Yeah, well, I think the way of the thing, if they have a Widow, it is, I think, 100% better to be here. I think. Because really my main goal with where I play with normally is just to mark that exact spot that Ana and Brig are going to right now. But I think it sucks if they have Widow. I think other hit scans you can manage it, but if they have Widow, she's probably going to be looking for me anyways. More often than not.
Well, the reason I say is just start here is because it's the same thing but regardless of what hit scan they have, you still want to mark this angle for as long as possible.
Right, and I guess the only reason I'm even hesitating a bit is just because I don't know if I can hold this angle, and most of the time, I have not seen a time we've played Dorado and they haven't tried to take this, so I think it would be good. However, it's and
I also feel like it's probably 7 out of 10 teams.
I'll start doing it. But, I don't like the poke angles from here if they decide to not, or we actually force them out. I'm kind of I kind of should leave, but it's I feel like I can't leave because then they're going to start taking it.
Well, no, what I would say is once you get this angle, play here.
But I feel like this is a little more awkward if they have,
any hit scan
any
ever.
hit scan. Yeah, I feel
would you play here? Is what you're saying instead?
That's where I normally play. Yeah.
It's easiest to retreat from.
Yeah.
Unless you full commit to using that mega and retreating backwards over the little gate thing.
Right, but
I mean, at this point, then I'd argue you should start Genji / Tracer if you're gonna do that.
Yeah, Tracer's good at keeping that area.
Yeah. If holding this small little area is the biggest which it is a pretty important thing. But the main reason I pick Echo on this point is because it is just so fire at killing these two for trying to take that.
Oh, for sure. And I'm not disagreeing. I think
it's so chill for getting so much poke on either Brig or Ana, and they both die every time.
Right. So I'd argue if you want to start Echo, I think Echo's fine. I think you have to just start here, scout the angle, and if you get pressured, say they're Ana shoots you once, you just have to drop and wait for your Winston to engage and probably just use fly. You kind of have to and full commit for it. And I think the biggest thing then, Blake, what you have to do then is you either die for these kills or you both agree we're backing up or give enough time, give those 6 seconds for fly to come back, and your Echo can actually properly leave.
Honestly,
away from their hit scan.
I think what I'll start trying to do is I'm going to start there on Echo. Our team is going to scout. We're going to be usually we call the TP when it shows up, so we'll usually know that they're doing it.
Right.
Or their supports are rotating, down in the under area there. And if that happens, I'm going to stay here, on this angle on Echo. If not, if we're they're not their main, I'm immediately rotating to my normal spot.
Flying around.
What I like about my normal spot is that, yes, and playing over these two roofs of the bridge and the other one, it's because I just can poke. I can poke where they want to go if they're being smart, and I can poke other angles too. Usually most hit scans like Ashe.
Okay, I can buy that. I can buy that.
Widow will prime. But I'm going to start there, and then we're going to be scouting, and most of the time we'll be oh, TP, or oh, they're moving their supports down there. I'm going to stay.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
And
immediate
thus,
rotation.
if we get that rotation call, Winston, you're going to jump from your initial setup spot, and you are instantly going on them. Because our goal should be to kill them as fast as possible to stop cart as fast as possible. If you can't get the kills, you can back to high ground, get your Ana LOS, and then drop cart. If you can kill them, fantastic. Do the exact same thing. Okay?
And honestly, I can honestly engage really safely on Echo right there. So I really shouldn't die. Unless they, like, bring, like, a Cass over there.
Bring out
Which
the
would be kind of
lobster.
crazy.
Which
And
I
honestly,
don't think a
if it
team
would-
has done. I don't think a team has brought.
Right.
First off, who
But
the
if they
fuck
do that-
plays Cass on
Right.
this map?
It would be weird. It would be weird. And but the thing is also, if they're doing that, my normal spot is good against that. Like Cass does nothing to me.
Because
Against when I'm
again, you
poking
could
down
also
through-
scout.
he's
You
on them
pro-
from that roof.
Again, you'll have the scout angle. You can see them so clearly from here. If they have Cass, just don't engage. Just be like, oh,
Yeah,
they're
I'll just
rotating.
rotate.
They're rotating. Your Winston can go. Will go in, and you'll scout the Cass, and your Winston just will say, Cass, back up, and Winston, you're just gonna stay right here, and you're gonna chill until your Echo rotates, and then you're gonna hit that regular engage right from main, or right from like here,
And they explode.
and they explode.
I,
And we
I
went.
like that.
Zach, Blake, you understand that too? You heard all that? Want to confirm?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yep, yep, yep.
Because I have hated recently every time we don't angle max on comps that should angle max.
I do really like the Echo on first point so much.
I
but-
do too. I just think you have to get the max value out of it. I think if you scout
Yeah.
like that, you do.
Yeah.
Because we can't have another situation that just like this map that just happened where you just get fucking fried and you're useless and you insta have to swap Genji. I don't think
Right.
Echo's so valuable on this map. It's so good. And Genji's also so good. But if you want to play
Dude.
Echo, I'm gonna say, play what you want, but we have to play it right.
Defense first, I do really like it. I think that I like the little adjustments we just
Yeah.
came up with.
I think
there.
there was just a
So
bad communication, Logan, here, where I thought you were going to. You said you were reclaiming, and then didn't really feel like you were. I got a bit confused. That's on me. You died there because of me, for sure.
Nerf this.
Bomb
Wait,
killing
okay, how
2
did-
is
like,
crazy.
Wait, how did I remember Jake saying he got killed through like?
I got geometry. I
Whoa,
backed up.
whoa.
I was
Like,
okay.
dude!
I remember him saying that was like really like garbage. Yeah.
I
like,
was
wait,
pissed! I was
what
pissed
did you
off.
Wait.
Freaking.
Yeah.
Nerf this.
That must sting.
Strongest video game.
I got lost.
Blake, yeah, he's
My Blake is lost.
Blake is cooked. Blake is
How?
dead.
How are you dead?
I don't know,
What are
game
you?
is bad.
You're
It's
apparently.
like
I think this
the
doesn't
slight
count.
gap.
This doesn't count as a wall.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
you're
it.
not allowed.
Apparently,
So
that stupid tree
bullshit.
doesn't count.
It's
Yeah,
so bullshit.
you can't get shot through there. I bet. But
Well, I think it's
Probably
just
not.
this angle counts as the LOS.
I mean, I literally, it's just
like
slight,
the
like there's a
stupid forklift
tiny gap. There's
on
a tiny
Gibraltar.
gap. Yeah.
the stupid forklift on Gibraltar,
Real.
I've died to it only once. But
Yeah, that's crazy.
That made me so sad.
yeah, Blake. Tough one.
Blake, you're just.
Yeah. I don't think I had jumped. Look, can I
You
skip
did!
to
You
the-
did! You did!
Oh, that's
Yeah,
that's good.
I think I was just trying to hold S key and I just got stuck in the corner. I was like, oh. Fuck.
Maybe you didn't have jump in time, but
You were just a bit cooked.
you did
Bad.
jump.
You did jump.
Well, I know I
think
had.
you-
I know I jumped at the end, but I don't think I had it
That might be it.
in the pivotal moment.
Either that or you're trying to kill the diva for.
No, I was trying to live.
Okay.
Yeah.
It probably was.
Logan think I need
it's so
help.
funny to
I
look
no
at
need
that.
help. I am goat. I drop here like idiots. Slip and fall. Slip and fall. I've fallen and I cannot get up. Alright.
I think Jake also slips and falls up the high
I
ground.
do eventually, and then I try to say it, but I literally just.
Or
don't
a
come
Nano
through
Blade,
either.
Nano Genji, and they get terrified and pop 2 ults.
Dude, real wait. Holy chills.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, I'm gonna pop it. And then I just see them both come out. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, Blake, you probably just were fine to just chill the
Primal
rally.
Blade.
Like once they rallied, you could have just like fucking chilled cart. You just gotta call that. earlier. Yeah.
Nano Genji Aura Farm.
What
That's crazy.
the hell?
Oh, I remember
What the hell are we doing?
That's Logan's fault.
He's making space.
No.
No, I blame Logan.
Cass died
I blame
first.
Logan.
Anna and Brig are
Wait,
alive. You
Can I
are.
get a
cooked.
replay for that? Can I get a replay for it?
Yeah, can we go back?
We'll beat the replay.
I'm in a comp game, but I want to defend my honor.
Look at this.
Okay.
Brig is one shot, he says. Oh, okay. She indeed was not one
Even
shot.
if you die, bro, you're still cooked.
Yeah, I realize. Well, I would like to say I wanted to. I didn't. In game, when I died, I was like, yeah, that's not going for that. Even if I do kill her. But at the same time, Logan did call it, and it sounded urgent.
Logan called it as in, like, maybe you could have sniper monkeyed from here, broski. You did not need to. Do not push the spawn doors. Do not push the spawn doors.
What is it? What is it? You want me to hold space but not be aggro? Dick, man, this guy's asking for too much.
Oh! I remember this. I did say it was my bad because of the call. However, I did not actually think it was my bad. I was just being nice.
It wasn't your bad. It wasn't.
I'm just being nice.
But
My bad, not the actual sincere my bad.
But I mean, they don't get much off of it, to be fair, because they're troller idiots and they refuse to leave their Genji on cart like smart gamers.
Yeah.
Okay, now they're doing it. Smart gamers leave Genji on cart. He does it even though they have Nano Blade. Actually, smart gamers leave Cass on cart. Why is Genji on cart here? This is so dumb of them.
They don't want to stay Nano Blade.
Well, they are gonna Nano Blade. They're just gonna Nano Blade from low ground, right?
Yeah, they do. And they.
Just their Genji dashes over.
Yeah, but he does absolutely fucking nothing. Hell, he forces my
that's why-
rally despite fucking up.
This is why real Genji gamers know that you do not dash up and pop Nano Blade. You just wall climb up, get nanoed, force their freak out, see if they just do stuff, and go spaz mode, and then you pop Blade. You dash through with Nano, pop Blade, and kill them all. Instead, he wasted first dash and got rally pincered into the freaking corridor.
And Poco Bomb! Good doesn't
And then
kill
they get
anybody,
freaking-
and they get
Yeah,
out.
Yeah, then the bola.
And then,
wait,
then
no
fucking
Matrix.
Loki gets all the free space because they don't have a tank.
So no Matrix.
So no Matrix?
Like,
This is good execution of ours. This is a really good hold. I think we just lose like very slowly. We don't even. No, we hold second.
we don't.
We?
We hold this point. We hold
Yeah.
this point.
Because they
We
saw
had-
we had a lot of good
They,
ults.
they don't have
We won a
ults
lot of
anymore.
convincing, like-
Blake dies somehow. How does Blake die, man?
I think
We had a lot of max value ults. I remember.
Oh,
we played this
Blake,
map
my
really
Blake.
well. I think the only
Until the
big
end.
problem is that the third point attack we just suck so bad.
This is so sad. What's his HP? I
I
actually
know.
wanted to know.
It's
It's bad. I had to reload.
Where is he?
Who?
5!
Oh.
Ah! Agonizing. But don't worry. I got him.
My
Timbo
bird.
down. Timbo down.
Timbo down.
I'm sleeping.
But hey, their cast couldn't contest that. So we won.
It's true.
Where is my team?
I'm rotating the height, and this is where I.
No,
fall.
sorry, I'm in the comp game.
Oh yeah.
No.
Freaking
This
Jake
is where
called
I
off.
fall.
Timbo trolling as usual.
How did I even fall? I don't even remember.
I mean, to be fair,
think
this
actually
point is incredibly defensive favored.
It is.
And I have it. We do pretty good on this map as well on tactics.
do.
Like, we would have won
We
this
literally-
for sure. This is a
We just
great
falter.
great idea.
How do I
Completely
fall here?
created so much space to kill the Winston there. Actually, he doesn't get out with Primal, does he? Oh my God, we don't kill him.
I am dead. I got giga marked. But we can touch and win.
Which is crazy.
We own
It
that
is
guy, dude.
insane that I live this for as long as I do. Just like sitting here, like, yeah, I'm chilling. They do not know how to Primal Blade. Their Winston is not Primal Blading.
He is not Gooshway.
No, he is not.
He is
He
not
does not have
Gooshway.
the Blake Goose.
No
way.
Gooshway. 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 Gooshway.
I'm primarily Gushue.
Gushue. And he kills too, bro. He says Gushue twice, and I swear it's like Blake unlocks Gushue.
I channel my inner Gushue.
It's like his second ult, you know, like a second tier of the ult. You know? Like if you take away, you unlock, you know, the actual
It's
primal.
the primal.
You
the
get your primal
burn.
premium.
I know. Yeah.
So we don't set up height a lot. And I wonder, is it really that much better if you can get poked out so easily? Like, that's
I
always been my
literally don't
question.
know.
I feel like it's not. I don't know if team
I
disagrees,
agree.
but I feel like staying main,
I think it's
you do
comp-dependent
just
on
as
what
much.
your enemy's playing.
This is true, but like, especially into a mirror, like we're mirroring basically here, outside of hit scan, I feel like it's just fine to stay main. The only downside is it's easier to get naded. But like, one good nade on their backline caps this like first part of the
Where's my
first play.
wrist?
Yeah. Oh, great heavens.
Yeah, OGH,
Oh, I do.
best group chat NA. But like
Bam.
we do rotate height here, which I think is good.
Yep.
I feel like we don't need to TP height. I think that's the biggest thing. Is I feel like we can rotate height at our speed when
Yeah,
we gain
let's
our
let our
space.
cart push.
Yeah, exactly.
By the time
Like,
the bird's in position.
because it depends on the comp. It depends on like what we're playing into. Basically, what Jake said, I think we have time to rotate naturally.
Yeah. Yeah. Like me and Blake shouldn't be hard engaging while cart is moving and y'all are
Because
rotating.
look at how much space we gain just by existing before we even get our first pick. We get it under the bridge, and now we do have the super angle, and I try to in for a kill. Jake, don't drop here. Just stay height. Smiley face.
Like up top, I did realize that afterwards.
Yeah, just stay height.
Just
But-
hear the Genji inting. I'm gonna be honest, if you're hard scoping that window and I'm on Genji on cart, I am
Yeah,
killing your ass.
yeah.
Just
I'm
remember the
going
shot.
in.
I need help. I need help. I need help. And I will turn.
Care.
But we are
Thankfully, he is.
good. Unfortunately,
terrified.
somebody who shot Logan, guys.
I think I shot myself.
Okay.
It
I
might
think
have
I,
been me. It might have been me.
go check it because I don't know if I actually got the shot out in time or if I
I
just
might have got
insta
it.
died.
Not this guy. I wanted to get a monkey.
I want to see if I have 11 ammo because I feel like I shot once and like literally single click and maybe killed myself with it.
I don't know. That's a lot of
I think it
damage.
was. I don't even know. Was it you?
Well, check
Was it-
check my POV. I want to see if I shot.
Log Pov and
Slow,
Jaman
slow.
Pov.
Slow.
It was a headshot, so it couldn't have been me. That's all I know.
Next reflect.
Low speed.
Feels so slow. Look at this Genji arrive.
He's here.
Jim,
He dies right here.
I arrived.
No, that's
Oh,
not
I don't
Logan.
think I shot myself.
No,
All right,
no, it
cool.
wasn't Logan. Is it?
I think
Is
it
it
was
the
me.
Jaman?
Jaman.
I think it was me. I remember saying I think that was
Oh,
me.
his neck.
The
His
evidence.
neck.
I can see his hand shooting after the bullets.
Yeah.
I've
it
already
was definitely
traveled.
me.
Because I was like,
happens.
it did a lot of damage, like way more than a Freya shot
How
would
did
have
it?
done.
You had like a lot of HP though. How did that one shot you from there? Or like,
I don't know. How did I explode? No.
because I mean you weren't full HP, but like you weren't.
Well, because of the
Shot,
right
maybe.
click, I think. Watch.
It was a right click, but still.
Because the thing is, the right click, it goes from like the 3 burst to 1 big burst of damage. So it's effectively like you took your whole projectile and made it 1 projectile.
Well,
that's how
I'm
it
pretty
works.
sure it still deflects the right click though.
I don't
as
think
in
it
all
deflects
three.
it. I think it deflects it to where he's aiming. So
yes, but
it-
effectively
yeah.
they're all stacked. But they're all stacked. They
Right.
all are hitting the deflect at the same time, and then become a stacked projectile. So they're effectively 1 projectile, even though they're not. And so
The
they're gonna do
super
the
nuke.
full damage all at once, with 1 shot. So
Condensed Genji shurikens.
yeah,
Cool.
that's why it does so much. I understand. Yes, it is.
So I'll say
unfortunate.
sometimes Genji deflect is weird. Like sometimes, like there are situations I do that exact same thing, and he's like a millimeter like facing like to the left from where he's aiming, and I hit him.
I think it's because you're like stacked on top of him. And it was
Yeah.
perfect angle.
Yeah.
Yeah, because realistically, 92% of the time that shit would not kill him because he would have missed. I think we shouldn't have rallied and we should have nanoed, by the way.
This is a long fight.
Though the cart's pretty far back.
Hold nano for a long time.
Well, no, you just built it.
I just.
You just look. You're 98, 99, 100. I think
Wait,
I
we
should
could
just
wait,
waited.
like-
Yeah, we could have chilled. I definitely didn't need to
We had
to
time.
rally. I thought we needed the space, but we kind of didn't.
Did I nano in this fight though? That's what I mean by I thought I held it.
No, I don't think
remember
so. I
this
think
fight
I think
just
you
takes
should have, and
ages.
I should not have rallied unless we needed it. Like we use rally as an engage tool, which doesn't make sense. I need to do that less. 'Cause I'm just critiquing myself. Because if I wasn't fucking,
No, I do.
if I wasn't rallied, if I hadn't rallied, I would have been there to carry you. I would have booped the Winston off the point. We would have capped, and then
It would have been
and
cleaner.
it would have been much easier. The rally made it way harder.
But like, it is messy. But
Yeah.
It's a very messy.
I mean, it was big you getting the nano off in time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you don't, we probably do lose. Is the thing.
We
Both
do lose,
both backlines
for sure.
lose, or both backlines die.
Dude, from spawn.
Big. Miss another whip.
Feels so good to hit the
I'm
cross
so
map
sick of this.
nade when it happens. I mean, this fight takes forever. That's all.
It's
I remember.
centuries.
You
Holy
know,
shit! It's so
Actually takes
long.
forever. It actually takes forever.
It's a classic case of like Winston primaling, but like he has squishies like peeking him. So it's like we want to burn Winston, but also we don't want to like just like let him get value by us shooting him while he has supports trying to like jiggle peek heal him, you know? So we're like half moving between targets, you know? Like when the support's back really hard, we pressure Winston, and we eventually got it
Hey,
done.
we should
but,
have just
like,
gone height, right? Or am I tripping? Or do we just stay low ground? I'm confused.
Well, my problem was I think Jake, you didn't.
Oh, I'm like pretty sure I
Hold on.
just like
Well,
AFK
I
here.
wanted to go height, but I think we
Let me
didn't
check
get
this setup.
followed at first.
Okay. So setup wise, your height. Oh no! What I wanted
Yeah.
was us to not go height. That's what I wanted because
I
we
do
had
remember
we
you
had
saying that.
time to just because Blake. Look at where Blake is. We had time to get Cart to like here, and then we have fucking Blade and Blake and G-Man could just fucking go in, and you will do actually nothing up here, versus down here pushing Cart. There's no difference.
Okay.
You can't because we're gonna go so fucking deep that you're gonna be out of LOS, and the best thing you're gonna do is throw a nade, and then you should drop.
Okay.
Just watch. We should go in. And also, Blake couldn't go in because he was thing, and I couldn't see you.
Yeah.
Bullshit. Like we could give up height if we just push card, which is kind of what we do.
Okay.
Nu Vangada!
Uvangada. I haven't been listening with audio this
Logo
entire
gaming.
time.
Logo gaming.
Oh my god. Logo gaming.
NG
Did
player
someone say
defeated.
Logo gaming?
Monkey
Again,
defeated.
same thing. I don't need to I don't need to rally here.
This
Like-
guy sucks unless he's on Venture. Freaking
The payload has
Who,
reached
Monkey?
the checkpoint.
yes,
Bum.
it's true.
And even then,
Or
he sucks when
aimbots.
he's on Venture. It's Venture.
All right.
It's true.
So here's
Bum-ass Venture
here's the
character. Who
Dorado
plays that
third
character,
problem.
man? Who plays that character?
Here's the Dorado third problem.
Wonder.
The Dorado third problem is what the fuck do we do about the cart?
Yeah, who stays
Yeah,
there?
I don't know,
We
man.
just force it
Because
down,
I
Nate.
get pooped out.
The
standing
problem
on
is,
cart, and I can't
Either
engage.
DPS
Did our
will
Winston
get
just
owned by
walks
Winston.
down main?
It might be.
Is that
Actually,
it?
yeah, actually
And then
that's
he
probably
jumps
true.
up.
So what I would say is Genji kind of sits up here, chills, tries not to get poked out or even here.
Yeah, that's
Logan,
the
me,
zone.
and Jake go height, claim height, and basically the same time Jake peeks to throw a nade, Winston Genji jump height. We claim height.
Yep.
Genji goes back to point.
When
If we get two,
should I
if we get
stick
two
there?
2+ kills, Genji go card. Winston walk, but we don't need to engage. The thing is, the biggest thing is that we cannot. We just sit in this room until we are ready to go, and fucking Blake calls the 3-2-1. Okay,
Mhm.
and that's how we gotta do it. Is we set up the 3-2-1. We fucking sit that shit out. Blake pushes the cart to like here-ish. Or he gets dumped by Winston. And if he gets jumped by Winston, then the Winston's trolling. And you just go height. Easy peasy. And thus, if their Winston is cart here, we just fight the Winston and pressure him
Yeah,
back.
we have to pressure him out first, and then we walk.
So
I
we
think
set up on this
backline, we're gonna
angle.
chill here.
Yeah, set up on this angle, shoot the Winston. If the Winston's killable, we could just kill him. And then try to set up a more aggressive style of taking that angle. Because I think what Logan does is he goes from up here, which I liked. I like the updraft style. And then me and the supports go height. And then same thing. So yeah. I think the truth is that Winston Genji need to stay cart for the most part on this point, because supports always need to claim height and sit up here for as long as possible. It's probably Winston start, Genji end. And so as the setup changes, and as the fight ends, eventually the Winston will go right back to the cart once all the kills are confirmed. And then we reset and keep it going.
Smoke him out of there.
Because I think both supports kind of always need to be height. Pretty much always. Because yeah, we need, first off, we need to pressure the cart more forward. We try to go too soon. When cart just isn't, even if we win the fight up here, we then have to fight the Winston anyway, and then push it here, and then have it all happen again. So
we need pressure Winston off cart first.
Pressure Winston off cart. So we get the Winston, and we push the Winston, and then we go height, and then they.
I mean, that's literally.
We get pretty lucky.
That's literally what just happened.
Yeah.
But instead, I go cart. We just kind of do the setup a little differently. But now I'm on cart, thus my Ana will get jumped to the next fight. Or Blake will die to a Bastion because he didn't know they swapped.
Oh, I got fucking owned by the soldier, actually, is what happens. Is that actually, did it happen? Oh wait, no. There was one fight where I got like super owned. I just remember it.
I exploded. Like, I actually just vaporized on that one.
Yeah.
It was unlucky.
Nice one, Timbo.
Timbo, man.
God, this fucking.
But yeah, we do the same thing of Winston doesn't go from main, I bet. No, he does. But, oh, Gingerbot gets owned by the fucking Brig.
I mean, I remember what happened. Go back to my POV. I think I just fucking. Man, that's such a stupid ass feed. I got a big nade though. I mean, it was a massive nade. It's like.
Okay.
I got vaporized.
I just disappear. It's like, man, okay.
Let me deflect. Let me deflect. And throw the nade.
Oh man. I saw a bunch of people. I'm like, oh, I want a nade. And I just get vaporized.
Yeah, I think swapping here to Orisa, bad idea. If you're getting pressured too much that you feel like you need to go tankier, go ball. This is still dive map.
Ball.
This is a pretty consistent thing I'd say for you. If you feel like you can't get somewhere, or you can't live on Winston, go ball. If you feel like you are able to get there, but not able to live, you can go diva. If you feel like you can live, but you can't get there, go ball.
So fucking bad.
30 seconds remaining.
Enjoying ranked.
My 8 and 9
It's almost as much as your game.
Loki, I might play some plugin after
This is what we're gonna end with. I think that's all that needs to be said. I think just that's the setup we need to do. I think that's good VOD review. I'm going to end it there. Stop.
Yeah, because I think.